Oi, oi, holy shit. I want to. God fucking damn it. Holy shit. Okay. Hello? Hello? Are we back? Have we made it? Have we returned? Okay. Alright, that's here. There we are. Okay, now I need to open it on YouTube. I love my Wi-Fi! Holy shit! This is awesome! I love when I have to break every stream into like several parts like it's some sort of anthology instead of just making regular content. This is awesome. It's epic. I'm gonna fix it. Don't worry, I can see you folks in chat. Hi everybody. Hi. No faults ever. No faults ever. I've never sat here and gone angry at the fucking shit for not working ever. That doesn't happen on a super duper regular basis ever. It's okay though. It's okay. I love my wife. Yes, I love my wife. Happy wife, happy life. I only kind of want to die. It's okay. It's okay. We move. We're balling. No issues. No issues. I just checking everything out. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Hiya. Nice to have you. Thank you for dropping by. Okay. I wonder if when I move, I'll have better internet there. I pray. I really do. I really do. Hold on. No way. Poggers? Wait a minute. Folks, I think I have... I think this is... something's actually working for once. It's crazy. You won't believe this. Is that right? Yes! Yes, okay, wait. Now if we... Oh my god, I'm gonna kill myself. Wait, why is it doing this one and then nothing else? Really? Okay. Okay. Alright. That's fine. That's fine. Yeah. Huh. It should be working better than that. It's okay. You made a severe and continuous lapse in your judgment and don't expect to be forgiven. You're simply here to apologize. You are forgiven. Thank you for apologizing. It's okay. But I am a shockingly neurotic person to be in this position, right? Where I'm trying to talk to like several, like an audience, and I'm trying to conduct a whole thing, basically. And then being given extra pressure is annoying. Bro, you got hiccups right now? You've been cursed by the gods? Oh Jesus, Mia, what have you done? Who did you upset? Now let me see if I'm actually, do I have the mobile data to do this? Because now excitingly enough, I'm just running off mobile data, so I have to pray. I have to pray it's gonna be sufficient. Okay. Nothing brings out the feelings of deep hopelessness like having the hiccups. True. It's really one of those things you'll never be able to beat. Have fun, enjoy, you'll be activated. No worries. Okay. Ugh. Anyway, where were we? Okay, well, before, when we left off, I don't know if you folks heard this. I don't know if you folks caught this, but I was celebrating the fact that Mia had just shown up. So we're gonna... Okay. We're gonna return right back into that spot, okay? It's gonna be like nothing happened. Imagine not having unlimited data. Okay. But anyway, Mia's here! Hello, Mia! Welcome to the chat. It's nice to have you. It's nice to have you. I wonder if when I move, if the Wi-Fi will just be better. I am gonna be able to scream less though, which is gonna be very sad. Main news segment for today. You have a fan account. You have a fan account. I saw that. It's incredible. It's very funny. I'm surprised. I very rarely see those things. I'm curious. Was Regine onto something? Regine is onto nothing. Okay, Regine is being terminally silly right now. Let me reload the page that we were taking a look at before this decided to eat shit. Oh boy, is this working still? Please tell me it's working. Uh-oh. Are we working? Are we going? Okay, we're going. We're good. We're alive. Ah, boy! Boy! Alright. Anyway. Okay. Alright. Okay, then let's jump back into it. Okay, we had this thingy. We had this thing which we were watching about this fella. About a whistleblower from the FBI. And we're gonna just return to it and keep going. If it loads, because my Wi-Fi is being slow right now, which isn't a good sign. Yikes, man.
Right away.
Okay.
But during the same meeting, when I attempted to provide information that
You're here too? Oh yeah, hi. Sorry, I didn't mean to not register that. Feels great. Okay, you folks, Jesus Christ, do I have to? What's wrong with everybody in chat today? Take it easy, okay? Relax. Stop. Just tone it down, okay?
Rudy Giuliani may
You have the stream on 144p. Oh boy.
have been compromised by individuals suspected of being involved in
Apparently my internet's still out.
intelligence influence.
I'll switch it over back to my Wi-Fi so it should work better as soon as that's back. But we'll keep on going like this for now.
He shut me down and the meeting ended. I came to know that Giuliani had received
Yeah, I really do. I have like lefty internet. It's so fucked.
$1,000 from Pavlo Fuchs, a very powerful businessman who had deep ties with a transnational organized crime syndicate. He was based in Ukraine, and that was deeply concerning to me, especially having heard that Giuliani had been working for the president pro bono. My questions that were going through my head were, who does he really work for?
Okay, but yeah, so basically, let's speed a bit through this because I'm now my mood is kind of fucked. So I wanna get through this one. We can move on to the next thing so it doesn't feel crooked anymore. The great thing about this issue is that my internet's always dog shit at work, so I never know if it's the streamer or me. Oh no. Yeah, that's what you get for watching lefty streamers. Giuliani is such a goblin. He looks like a goblin. Excuse me. Oh my god. Look, I'm sorry, okay? I didn't mean to. I missed it. Okay, you take care of yourself. Anyway, so apparently the FBI didn't care about Giuliani's possible Kremlin ties, with Boomer saying Rudy Giuliani may have been compromised by individuals suspected of being involved in Russian counterintelligence influence operations, Boomer told an insider. And within the FBI, he said, I saw important intelligence information being suppressed. Yeah, this is a very distracting situation here. Can folks like, can you ease up on like bringing in like genuine like interpersonal conflict? Like just I don't know, relax. It's okay, it's not. It is a stream. I will miss some things in the chat. It won't be a personal indictment of if I like you or think you're a good person or not. Okay. How the fuck did New York pick this guy to run their city? That's a fantastic fucking question. That is a fantastic question. I'm honestly baffled about it. I wonder how much I wonder how much approval he actually has. Okay, folks. Okay, look, calm down, everybody. We're gonna move past it. Salted, it's okay. It's okay. You got upset. I'm sorry. I was being mean to you before, but I didn't mean it. It's okay. Please ease up. Don't. Let's not have this be like a fucking coliseum where people come and get angry. What happened? I reacted before because they got upset. Okay, folks, it is okay though. Okay, I promise it's okay. All right, we're good. It's we have a loving, friendly community here. All right. I promise there's we're okay. All right. Let's all take a breather collectively. However, here's the number 2 thing in the shit that the FBI decided to hand away, apparently. Efforts to focus US voters on Hunter Biden and Burisma in 2019 were a bigger and longer term operation than previously known. So this falls in line with my, well, not even my, just the general understanding of how, Russian disinformation tends to function with, controlling these sorts of culture war issues and and kind of moving the focus to very insignificant shit. Something that we see a lot from the right and is certainly very encouraged by Russia, because they don't want people actually thinking about real issues. They want people thinking about like the important shit you can't actually measure if it's being like affected properly or not, because it is just something like, it's just like some sort of kind of mystical made up issue where they get angry at like a vague topic. You're in a bad mood today. Sorry. That's okay. I hope you feel better. Get some water, get some food, take care of yourself, make sure you sleep enough tonight. It'll be okay. All right? We're good. I want to note this as well. If I get annoyed at any of you folks in chat, as long as you apologize and you try and be compassionate, I will try and be compassionate to you. I'll give you a little bit of a shitty reaction initially, but if you give me a second, I will be compassionate. And okay. I wasn't being mean. Okay. All right. Well, okay. Anyway, my oh, apparently my Wi-Fi is back. Okay, let's see if that works out. Hold on. Okay, I'm gonna re-enable this. And oh god, how long is it gonna last though? Let's see. Okay, I'm enabling my Ethernet. Let's see. It's going through. I don't know if it's working. Uh-oh. Are we here? Okay, I think we're here. Okay, it's still working. It's still going. Okay, now it should be better. The bottom of chat is blocked by my cam. That's the point. It's meant to go down into there. I could stretch it out a wee bit though, huh? Do like this, like that. Yeah. Just read the Bible on stream anytime chat misbehaves, mostly because it would be annoying, not for any moral reasons. That's a good idea. Maybe if it gets really bad, I will just whip out the Bible and nuke my my stream engagement, just to show chat what happens if they don't listen. You're gonna go get food, sorry for being a bitch. That's okay. Don't worry. It happens. It happens. Take care of yourself, okay? You're loved. Cringe must be met with violence. Don't ever apologize, JK. Real. Always whack 'em. What are we uh-ohing? You just got here? Wait, did we uh-oh something? Did I uh-oh something? I cannot remember. You'll not be held to you'll not be compassionate with anyone in chat. You wield the ban hammer with dictatorial gusto. Oh no. Please be be kind, Mia. Be kind, okay? Don't make me come and revoke all of your powers, okay? But yeah, there's a bunch of shit. So basically the FBI is they're not doing what the FBI should do, and they're totally just casting aside real issues, which is unsurprising, but it's very funny because it runs in direct contrariety to what the conservatives are trying to claim the FBI is doing, given that they've indicted Trump. They're trying to pretend that they're like this hugely biased thing when they are actually biased, but they're actually biased towards their own side, and it's shocking that they've only done as little as they have until now. All right, okay, let's move on. From here, we have some more. This one's pretty entertaining. So this is a clip at a congressional hearing where Mr. Pete Buttigieg explained the difference between climate change and seasons to a Republican lawmaker. And this clip. It's fantastic. Let's take a look.
I don't know the percentage of atmospheric gases.
You don't know the percent of the atmosphere.
What I can tell you is that climate change is real. We got to do something about it.
Yeah, this one's
And
called
we've been-
Autumn, sir. So
I'm sorry?
This one's called Autumn right now, so yeah.
I'm sorry, I couldn't make out what you said, sir.
Fantastic strategy, by the way. Someone says something stupid to you, you just say, what? Like, even if you totally understand, if you have like full capacity, you even know where they're gonna go, always just be like, huh? What? Really? You know, because that will make them feel so stupid. It will make them backpedal. And in any kind of argument or anything where you're talking to someone who's really stupid, you want to let them do the talking, right? So what you want to do is you want to be making little points so they keep on explaining themselves, and then they show how stupid they are. Okay, it's a number one strategy. Why do I always cover people with the goofiest ass surnames? Look, I can't help it. In American politics, people with silly names like Buttigieg seem to do pretty well. Climate change isn't real. It is cold outside. This is real. This is real. This is real. This is true. This is scientifically proven. We solved it. We fixed it. Be less confrontational when, but also put them in a position where they have to explain themselves. Yeah. That's right. Yeah. So just pull the Socratic method, like legit. Like if you have someone who's being stupid and they're being a little silly and they're like going through their opinions, just be like, why? Why do you think that? And then boil it down, because usually it comes down to like their their prejudices, their fears, etc. And once you've made that clear to them that that's pretty much all there is to it, then some people will back off from their points, but it takes a while. It takes a while. With any conversation with anybody, it is like you will 99% of the time not make their mind change like on the spot, but you will increase the likelihood of their mind changing in the future a good bit if you are careful about it and you play it right.
This climate change right now is called autumn, yes.
Yeah, that's the seasons changing, which respectively is not the same thing as the climate changing. And
God,
as
what a
somebody
move.
who is hoping to
What a
retire in the
move.
2050s and who has kids who will be old enough to ask me as they're getting to their 30s whether we did enough to deal with climate change or whether we just did what was convenient, I take that really seriously.
Reclaiming my time, thank you, Mrs. Secretary. The trillions and trillions we're going to cost our kids to chase a tiny percentage of CO2 will bankrupt all of us and bankrupt our economy and ship it to China for all the other reasons.
That's what's going to bankrupt us, not like the cost of having to deal with literally everything from climate change.
So I yield back, Mr.
Gentleman's time has expired.
Okay, but that was funny as fuck. I really enjoyed that. It's a great little clip. Oh man. How is climate? Yeah. This fucking sun is hot, isn't it, you libtard? Yeah, that's true. That's true. I should have thought about this. Never mind. I take back my position on climate change. Conservatives try not to be stupid fucks, challenge impossible. I mean, that's like the whole thing, right? It's just like, what can we take that's like widely accepted, and then we'll be like, but I don't know. You know? Okay. Oh Lord, I am praying my Wi-Fi sticks around for longer today. I cannot do another stream where it like bops off every now and then. Green energy will blow up money, like literally blow up money or blow up money. I mean, the thing is, green energy, it, like any fucking energy thing, it's gonna you can invest in it and you can make money off it. You know, I mean, you're gonna be getting money from anything either way. I mean, the same companies that are the ones that invested in the awful shit are like moving their money over to green energy now because it's like just the next thing that'll make money. You know. Okay. All right. Let's move on from that. So we have a pretty exciting occurrence, and it's coming from the FTC. Now, what the FTC is doing is they're going after someone pretty big. So they, the FTC has the capacity to, sue businesses or individuals who are, doing shit that fails to comply with their regulations. And the person or the company rather that they've gone after now is Amazon. And they're saying it's Biden's move. I don't know how much control Biden has over the FTC. And also they've been investigating Amazon for more than 4 years, which is longer than Biden's been in office. So maybe Biden was like, hey, go do this faster. But I don't know the deets there. It's still buffering a bit, but it's better than before. And you can actually finish sentences now before it would cut me off mid-sentence most of the time. Wow, Jesus. Awesome. Why is it called green energy if it destroys all the green? Wow, this is deep. This is really, really deep. We get extra uraniums next. This is true. True. BTC, Biden Trade Commission, base alert. But yeah, let's take a look at what they're going after. So the Federal Trade Commission's been preparing a complaint since at least the start of this year, targeting an array of Amazon's business practices. The exact details of this lawsuit are not known, and changes to the final complaint are possible until it's officially submitted. But personnel throughout the agency, including FTC Chair Lena Khan herself, have homed in on several of Amazon's business practices, Politico has previously reported. We can take a look at that, actually. So FTC readies lawsuit that could break up Amazon. And let's see what this is actually about. The exact details are not known. Why do they never tell us the details? I really want to know. But this one, this is also from 23. I assume this hasn't gone through then. We'll have to have a look then. My family, they were supposed to, oh, your family took away your pillows? What the fuck? Okay. Not good. Inshallah, Chairman Biden shall implement world socialism. He's on it. I believe in him. Full faith. No way monopoly busting, please. If Amazon gets broken up at such a big W, yeah, that would be pretty great. Although I'm not sure how likely it is, but let's have a look at, what else they say. The lawsuit would be one of the most aggressive and high-profile moves in the Biden administration's rocky effort to tame the power of tech giants. If successful, it could lead to a court-ordered restructuring of the $1.5 trillion empire and define the legacy of Khan, who rose to prominence after authoring an article as a law student outlining the antitrust case against Amazon. One of the final hurdles before the FTC sues Amazon is to get as many states as possible to sign on to the complaint, said two of the people who were granted anonymity to discuss a confidential matter. A large bipartisan group of states would be a strong signal of support for the case, especially since there are no Republican appointees confirmed to the agency, two of the people said. A Senate hearing was held earlier this week for the nominees of these two vacancies. So yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty exciting. It's insane that Biden is the most left-wing president since LBJ. Yeah, literally saw it coming, right? I'm pretty surprised, but I'm glad. I'm very glad to see it. You're sleepy. Once again, sorry about that. You got too impulsive. That's okay. No worries. Thank you for apologizing. What did they give Sleepy Joe these last 2 months? I don't know. It's like they put him on Adderall or something, right? Like he because he used to be pretty, I don't know, he felt, maybe it's just like the stuff that you saw most that was like most promoted, but he seemed more scatterbrained and like all over the place than he was previously. And now he seems better, which seems like strange. Biden used to be way more right-wing, didn't he? I mean, I think so. I mean, probably. He was born in 1942, you know? Like, but I'm pretty sure he was always somewhat progressive for his time, if I'm aware, but I don't know if it's specifically, so I'm not going to make any big statements there. They gave Biden a good shit apparently, but he's certainly chilling. However, let's move on to somebody who was, didn't he say the N-word in Congress? I'm pretty sure a lot of people did, to be fair. I don't know. But let's move on to a different thing. Somebody who's not doing so great, and it is Mr. Ronnie D. Ron DeSantis' campaign is plummeting because, shocker, he won't choose a lane, which is very funny. This is a thing that we've seen DeSantis kind of struggle with, is that he wants to both be kind of like he wants to be like kind of both like an aggressive, angry candidate, but he also seems to really want to be cucked. Right? Like, he won't go after anybody particularly strongly. You know, he's kind of scared of Vivek. He's scared of Trump. He's kind of scared of everybody. And he won't make any big statements. You know, he's very scared to divide his remaining however many percent he has. It's probably, Apparently it's 10%. Okay, wait, let's have a look at this. I once had high aspirations for Ron DeSantis, but those of us who were hoping he'd be an instrument to stop Donald Trump from winning a third Republican presidential nomination look to be out of luck, as the promise of the DeSantis recedes with the summer of 2023. A recent CNN/University of New Hampshire poll, for example, shows DeSantis plummeting 13 points since our last survey in January, putting him at just 10% in the first in the nation primary. Even more troubling, DeSantis ranks behind not just Trump, but also behind Vivek Ramaswamy, Nikki Haley, and Chris Christie. What? I mean, this is... I wonder where that is. Because when we looked last time, now I don't know if you folks remember, but DeSantis was in second place and everyone else was pretty far down. Stream goofing? Oh, boy. Oh, Lord. Are we here? Are we here, folks? Are we okay? I swear to God. I swear to God, dude. This is like the worst. DeSantis is such a pussy. I remember when we took him seriously. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. I mean, I guess it's just because he wasn't like, he didn't have people in front of him who he could like embarrass himself to. I truly do not know. I do not know. Okay, scuff stream right now. I know, okay? I know. I'm really fucking trying my best here. Anyway, we'll yeah, let's take a look at the 538 polling, because I'm actually curious about that. 538 Republican polling. Lee Scuff Max stream. Thanks, folks. Okay, all right. Okay, let's take a look at the polls. Now, this seems to not necessarily line up with what CNN reported on. I'm assuming there is I'm assuming there's fucking there's a different sample group that they got it from. The chat on stream is a bit behind. On screen is a bit behind. This is the... I mean, I could like reload the chat, I guess, but I think the stream is probably itself just kind of lagging a little bit, and that's probably why. But I'm not totally sure. Wow, I'm not even sure what it's doing with this kind of setup here. With getting rid of the names like that. Okay. Anyway. Oh, fucking hell. Best German internet connection? German internet connection isn't even that bad. The video quality is a lot better now. We may be back. I hope to God, dude. I hope to God. Okay, I reloaded the chat. Maybe that'll help. Probably won't. But let's take a look. So we have... That's interesting. So we have... One of the things I'm looking at here is Ramaswamy's support seemed to go up. Seemed to go up when the debate happened to a whole 10.3% at its peak, and now he's kind of ditching downwards again. He's at 7.4% now, which is interesting. So people see he seemed to get pretty old pretty fast, which is good to know. So apparently maybe his grift won't really last. Gotta move to South Korea, get some of that banger internet connection. Oh god. Oh no. No. Please no. South Korea seems like a... It's very dystopic in some ways. It's very sad. You folks know about how like there's like an incel, like in... I'm not sure if he's in power, but one of the important figures in South Korean politics is like an incel. And it's like very incel ideology is like shockingly common in South Korea, which I find quite interesting. Very unfortunate. South Korea is a horrible place to live in right now. Yeah, that seems to be my impression. But yeah, so they're reporting. Let's take a look at this poll, because then we can actually see what they're referring to. Okay, so these were conducted by the New Hampshire Survey Center. 2,107 Granite State panel members completed the online survey. Okay. And do we know... Okay, so these are people from New Hampshire. These are people from New Hampshire then. Okay, I mean, that's not like specifically implicatory of anything then, right? I mean, I guess he probably lost points there specifically, and that's what they're talking about. So that is interesting. You thought I was going to talk about CJed? What, my favorite lefty incel? I feel so sorry for that guy. I hope he gets somewhere eventually. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to talk about him too much. Feels disrespectful. 0.7 birth rate is a good sign of prosperity. True. That's what people do when they're happy. They stop having kids. Impressed that a non-white person is doing so good with Republicans. I mean, yeah, as I said, if you're somebody who's a member of a group that the Republicans hate, you have to hate more. You have to be more hateful than their hate for your group, right? And Vivek knows that, and he does it. Like, he goes all the way for it, you know? Okay. Let's You think it's more him being young? What, you mean that his popularity is off him being young? I don't know about that, because there have been young, I think there's been some young conservatives who just didn't do particularly well. But yeah, the campaign for Ron DeSantis is on life support, which is very funny. Veteran New Hampshire GOP strategist Mike Dennehy told Politico, is a far cry from early expectations. Yeah, I mean, as we know, he did so well. He was so close to Trump back here. I mean, they had literally a 2.4% difference, and and now it's like this. It's pretty funny. Bipartisan hate for all politicians is big right now. That's fair. I mean, especially with the situation of how Republicans treat the youth, it does make sense that they would want to do that. But yeah. How's Biden versus Trump? Let's see. Let's have a look. That's Biden. Biden, Trump. 538. Okay. All right. Let's take a look. Ah! Okay. Is it gonna show us the thing? Do we get the data? Are they gonna show it to us? Oh, okay. Are they just showing us this? Apparently they're just showing us this. Okay, let's take a look though. Okay, Biden is at 43% with Trump being at 41%. But then again, this other one from a bit ago was with Biden at 48% and Trump at 52%. So I doubt he suddenly lost 11, but these are, you know, different surveying places. But generally it's looking extremely close, which for me suggests that Biden is going to stay in office. I don't see I don't see a way that Trump would end up still getting in. If they're only at equal polling, and that is also just the popular vote of it. So we'll see. You're freezing. How am I surviving just wearing this? I'm in a warm apartment. It stays very warm here, and I have my computer on, and it gets terrible. The fact you have to manage to ratio Ron is a really bad sign for his campaign. Yeah, or maybe it's a really good sign for you, Mia. Maybe it means you have to become president now. A lot of Americans don't like Biden, but they will vote for him rather than having Trump as the president. Yeah. I mean, even like a lot of conservatives have become disillusioned with Trump. Let's take a look at this. Yeah, I mean his unfavorability is very gradually rising, very gradually. It was at 53.7. Now it's at 55.4. It's a gradual shift. You ratioed a French reactionary with French based racism. Wait, why is based working? Okay, base is working, but other stuff isn't? I'm so confused by this. Oh, Monka S works. Okay, you have to type it the way that you can see I typed it in chat. Okay, wait, so maybe stuff does work? I'm baffled. I kind of like that. That's the base thing, you know? Okay, all right. But yeah, this is pretty interesting. So Trump hopefully going to do worse and worse and hopefully won't become president again, because that would that would be it, folks. That would be kind of Jova, I think. Like truly America would be like giga fucked at that point. Although I do think that if he were to become president, they would like instate enough kind of limitations so it doesn't fuck everything up. Like I feel like the Biden administration would do that. But I don't know. It wouldn't surprise me if they still found a way to fuck things. But we'll see. Are the mod name colors customizable? I don't know. Perhaps. I'll have to figure that all out. I would also quite like to actually have the profile picture show up, because I think that would probably be nicer. Let me save it like that. I can just get rid of colored usernames outright. Okay, wait, let me reload now, and we'll see about this. Skadoosh. Wait, oh no, wait, are the emotes gone? Okay, no, the emotes are okay. Okay, and now we have our normal username. Okay, yeah. Pepe Jam isn't working. Pepe Jam I feel like should work. Maybe you need to spell it with a capital? No? Okay. Apparently not. Apparently not that one. But yeah. No, okay. You feel like the Ukraine-Russia conflict is happening right as Biden is president. It is horrible timing. Yeah. I mean, anything happening while Biden is president could be a horrible time. Well, I mean, it's kind of part of being president, right? Anything bad that happens will be shifted to you. A lot of my family started saying shit like Trump would never have let this happen. That's really funny. Yeah, I mean, you can, if you want to like say that everything bad that happens under somebody's presidency is the president's fault, then you can use the argument against Trump supporters that Trump is the one who was responsible for the way that America dealt with COVID and stuff, right? And Trump talks about that very proudly as well, because it's an excuse for him to be like, I saved so many lives, I saved so many people, they're all happy, they're all safe, just because of me. Like you know, and that makes it pretty hard for him to deal with. At least Trump wasn't president because he'd be shipping HIMARS to Putin. Yeah, definitely. They'd be like, can we share Ukraine? Actually, can we make Ukraine also kind of American? Can we do both? Trump would have told Putin, no, don't invade. It's not very nice. It's not nice. My Trump voice could give you nightmares. Why is it so scary? It's beautiful, okay? It's beautiful, it's perfect. It's like a little Trump invades my body. He possesses me, and he takes over. I should be a voice actor? I should. I really should. Ego will applause, but ego wins out on vaccines. Yeah, it's really interesting, right? It's interesting that that's where he would like draw the line, because he has the excuse to say that he actually like is responsible for saving people. Okay, Max got Trump particles? Real. I do. I absolutely do. Okay. We have fruitiest Trump impression you've ever heard. Banger? You tell me Trump doesn't sound pretty fruity? Because I think he does. Max definitely uses the Trump voice during sex. Come on, turn around. Whip it out. Let me see. Okay, anyway, okay, don't distract me with the terrible things. Should you say all stream if you wanna hang out, you're more than welcome to, but I'm not gonna force you, you know. Okay, it's a very much your choice. Just to remember that Max's mum might be watching. It's okay. I don't think she would be very surprised at any of the jokes I make, if I'm honest. I'm pretty straightforwardly the way I am with most people. I will tone it down around my mum, but it's not like she doesn't know that I would make silly jokes, so it's okay. We're okay. Trump is defo fruity. He got the dumpy? He does. He's got a crazy dumpy. Anyway, okay, I've had this man on screen for a few minutes. I'm sorry, trigger warning, Dennis Prager. Prager use propaganda is now being taught in schools. It is a kind of a nightmare. This is pretty terrible. The media group was just as proved to spread its brand of historical disinformation to classrooms in Florida, Oklahoma, and New Hampshire. And yeah, I don't really think I need to read this out too far. Basically, they are just going to be permitting it to be used as, you know, qualified educational content in a school space, which is really concerning given how much we know that they like to lie. So it's pretty concerning. Trump is definitely bisexual. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I don't care. He's a twink. He's got a hole. If it's got a hole that I can fuck, it's okay. Remember when Trump was at a rally and he said that he would kiss every woman and man there? I do remember that. I do remember that. Wait, let me find that. Let me find that for you, because that's such a good clip. It's such a classic. We love this one.
Biden would terminate our recovery, delay the vaccine, prolong the pandemic, and annihilate Florida's economy with a draconian, unscientific lockdown. That's what he wants to do, lock it down. Lock it down, everybody. And you know,
Oh wait, come on. Where's the clip?
See, fortunately, I'm not an old person. I'm very young, and I'm in such perfect shape. Right?
He's so young.
I'm in such great shape. You know?
Come on, Trump, get to the point,
One
miss.
thing with me, the nice part, I went through it. Now they say I'm immune. I feel so powerful. I'll walk into that audience. I'll walk in there. I'll kiss everyone in that audience. I'll kiss the guys and the beautiful women and everybody. Big fat kiss. No, but there is something.
No
else. I
way.
don't have to be locked up in my basement, and I wouldn't allow that to happen anyway. I wouldn't allow.
Trump is he's a fucking real American hero, okay? This is what it's about, okay? If you love the country you're in, you love the citizens, you're gonna go out, you're gonna kiss every one of them. Every last one, okay? I wish Trump was left-wing, he's so passively funny. I mean, yeah, but also, I think Biden is quite funny, you know? I think Biden does really well. Did I see Trump struggle to answer a question on trans women? Yeah. Trump, it's funny. I think he's slowly losing the gusto, you know? I think he's slowly losing the energy to maintain his kind of hateful demeanor. You know, I just don't feel like that's really who he is. You know, I know he's a terrible person, and he'll gladly pretend to be. Why is this chat not moving now? I could see the other one moving. And he'll gladly pretend to be when it's beneficial, but it doesn't last, it seems. Oh wait, now it's loading. I just there we are. But yeah, God, left-wing Trump would be fucking goated. Yeah, please. Can I fix him? Can I fix Donald Trump? I can try. You think I'm gonna make, if I debate him hard enough, he'll become a socialist? Think we can do that? I'll give it my best shot. No, Biden isn't pan, he's clearly gay. Have you seen the way he looks at Trump? What the fuck? Wait, what is this enemies to lovers fanfic? Biden, President Trump, VP, but based? That would be cool. You know, I think that would be cool. A crazy across the political aisle, beautiful relationship between Trump and Biden. I have to seduce him, not debate him. Oh, okay. All right, I take advantage of his bisexuality. I understand. You'd sell your kidneys to a Max v. Trump debate? Please. I would enjoy that so much. I would just be giggling the whole time. I wouldn't even be able to hold up. You folks saw me. Fucking be giggling at that debate the other day. I mean, I couldn't help it, you know. This is like why I'm worried about like public speaking stuff, because if somebody says something super silly, I can't help but let out a giggle. It's like with the Pete Buttigieg clip. Like he was there and he said the super funny thing and nobody in the audience laughed. I would have been giggling so hard. How do you download a clip? You gotta retweet this? Oh no. Quote tweet this? I mean, if you wanna post a clip, you gotta screen record it, I'm afraid. But there's no good mechanism on YouTube to do that. Okay, let's talk about this. Now, this is something, let me take a wee medicine here real quick. Now, this is something that we've all known about. And that's about who this fella belongs to. But they never said the quiet part out loud quite like this. But now they have. Russian TV teases launch of Tucker Carlson's show. Very shocking, very shocking. We love to see it. Mr. Carlson, he's finally made it. He's finally made it. The regime he's been simping for. He's finally able to support even more directly by functioning on Russian TV on Rossiya 24. Welcome back, Salted. How you doing? How you doing? I'm glad you're better. Welcome back. It's nice to have you. Yeah. Tucker X Morpin collab? Oh no. Oh no. I think Tucker would be I think even Tucker wouldn't talk to Morpin. I don't think he would sink that low. Should you actually write an in-depth enemies to lovers fanfic about Trump and Biden? I don't know. If I were you, I'd sooner kill myself. But if you want to do that, if it would make you happy, I give you full support. You need premium YouTube to download YouTube clips. Video downloader extensions don't work for YouTube, you don't think? Uh-oh. Yeah. You can download YouTube videos off websites, I know that. Who's Morpin? Morpin is the Spanky Tankie. Caleb Morpin is he's a guy who was a member of the American Communist Party. And he is now a journalist for RT. Here we are. He's this fella. He got, oh, sorry, wait, was he in the American Communist Party? The Revolutionary Communist Party, in fact. And he's basically a massive Tankie loser. He was exposed for being sexually predatory with people who were members of his organization, and for having a weird focus on spanking. And then he made a video about it. Apologizing, where he said, God, wait, no, this is Bad Empanada watching it, we don't want that. Well, basically, he gets very serious. He gets very serious, and, is this it?
Hey everybody, I'm back. So is the Center for Political Innovation. Glad to be here. Now, the reason that we've been silent for so long is because on August 19th, a document was published by some former members of the
So yeah, he does this whole shtick, and my favorite line from this video, I'm not going to go through it and find it, but he says, "It's not just my deep dark secret. Like, spanking isn't just my deep dark secret. It's America's deep dark secret." The video is so blue and yet he's still red. Yeah. Why is there a filter? Well, chat's already clocked it. This is a very red individual, okay? Caleb Morpin, often quite red, and he's tried to fix it here. He's tried to, you know, kind of solve it, but you can see it's just not really working. Yankee Tankie was a member of his org cult. Yeah. We're going to be talking about that as well, by the way. We have a Keffels video lined up for later about the like Tankie organizations and how they are culty. Is there a transcript? It's fine. It's fine. But yeah, that should be pretty interesting. So I want to talk about this for a second, because it's interesting, because Mr. Hassan Piker has been talking about how China's actually not been doing that much bad shit recently, especially in regards to the Uyghurs, and that stays not true. China sentences a Uyghur scholar to life in jail. A prominent Uyghur academic has been reportedly jailed for life by China for endangering state security. Raheel Dawood's sentence was confirmed after she appealed against a 2018 conviction, according to US-based Dui Hua Foundation rights group, and she apparently lost her appeal that month. Yeah, so they continue to oppress these people, take them out of academics. I'm pretty sure they still... It wouldn't surprise me if they still have things open. They talked about how they actually like closed down the camps now, but I'm not sure how much I believe that, or if they've like actually just kind of like hidden them away somewhere. but I'm not sure. You're so tired, but when I remain in the stream, just put it on the side and like sleep if you're like super tired. That's okay. Just have it on in the background. They're hiding the camps. I think so too. I find it hard to believe that they would just stop out of nowhere and not continue. It doesn't seem like what China would do. It doesn't seem like they would be like, oh, we've been caught. Okay, I guess we'll stop. Like, you know? Hassan is insufferable. You can see them on Google Earth. Okay. Well, I mean, that's arguable, right? You could say like, you know, if it's on Google Earth, it could be no longer used or whatever, you know? By the way, listen to actual Chinese leftists, most of whom had to leave China for fear of persecution. People like Hassan and Tankies have no idea what they're talking about. Yeah, totally. I mean, we have that one Vosh did a recent conversation with a person from China, an American Chinese individual who kind of got out and talks about all the shitty parts, and that was really interesting to watch. So I would definitely recommend that. But it's 3 hours long, so we can't watch it. Dino Man, that's right. Yeah, I followed him on Twitter after. Seems like he's very funny. So it's a good interview. It's a good interview. You should watch it. Just look up Vosh China after the stream and go give it a look. White Rose on Twitter is pretty cool as well. Okay, I don't know about them, but yeah, China's famous for their honesty. What do you mean? True, they've never lied. What if you accidentally say something stupid in chat and you'll never live the embarrassment down? I don't know, you said pretty terrible things that I've seen before. I don't think there's anything new, and I'll ignore it. If you say something and you want to take it back, then that's fine. I don't really care. I'm not gonna hold you to it. What his Twitter at? I believe it was, I don't know, it's Dino Man something. If you enter Dino Man, you'll see a bunch of your mutuals have followed one. Because, you know, you got all your Vorshite friends. Okay, let's move on from that. We have a, okay, we'll get through these last two little news bites, and then we'll move on to the next section. You can't find him? Okay, folks. He doesn't even make any tweets right now, though. I want to say, like, he made like one retweet that I saw, but then like that was like it, you know. Radical Dino, was that it? Yeah, it's at, here we are, at the Radical Dino. The only thing he's done is reposted these two clips. But yeah. Okay, what are you on about? You say the coolest things. Okay, if you say so. But let's take a look at this. So this is a pretty interesting and you know, depressing occurrence. At 13 Baltimore City high schools, 0 students tested proficient on the 2023 math exam, and this is a whole 40% of the schools in the state. And yeah, so 40% of Baltimore City high schools could not produce a single student doing math at an A grade level, and it's really sad. So they have, apparently they've received school funding. They received more than they have ever. They also received a bunch of COVID relief funding. But it seems to be that there are issues outside of that that's going on, and people are pretty upset. So this person says, "We're dealing with these same issues year after year," said Rodriguez. It's pretty it's just scary to me and alarming, because we know what's happening now. You know, it's just opening up the floodgates to the school to prison pipeline, which is, it's very fucking true. It's very fucking depressing. Is that because of online COVID education? Well, no, because then it would be happening everywhere, right? This is, so what we have here is we have an issue affecting Baltimore specifically, and it's affecting Baltimore disproportionately, despite Maryland? How do Americans say it? Maryland, despite that place being generally doing pretty well. So what I did was I did a little bit of research, and I had a look to find out if I could source what the problem might be. And what I came across was this website by the Baltimore Teachers Union that kind of goes into it. So I thought we'd take a look at this, because I think education is like a super duper ultra mega giga important part of society. Be right back, that's okay, take your time. So here, they talk about things, they kind of introduce stuff, and this is kind of hitting on where the issues begin. Although Maryland is one of the wealthiest states in the United States, with a poverty rate of 9%, Baltimore has a poverty rate of 20.2%. Students are exposed to trauma, violence, drug addiction, lead toxins, homelessness, and poor health / nutrition. Such exposures result in anxiety, ADHD, depression, impulse control problems, and aggression. My student suffers from many of the issues listed above. I teach social living to second graders. When I told them there could not, there are 50 states in the US, they didn't believe me. Many said that there could not be more than 7 to 8 states. When my colleague, who also teaches second grade, asked students to name some planets, they named Baltimore, New York, and other states. The factors our students face often have behavioral outcomes. Emma used to scream a lot, fight with others, and disrupt everyone. Once she was silent, I asked how she was doing. She said that she didn't want to come home because she didn't want to come to school because her dad was coming home. I asked from where. She replied from jail. After a while, I told her that I want to talk to her dad about her behavior. She said, "Miss Afrin, he does not live with us anymore. He was bad with me and mum, so my mum moved him out." So it seems like their reasoning for this is that the infrastructural issues are so terrible that everyone is already, poor. They're in a family which is, not doing well. They don't have the capacity or the want to do more. They also have the a shocking absentee rate, saying Baltimore has the highest rate of chronic absenteeism. 37% of students missed at least 10% of school last year. So basically, I think it boils down to it being an unpleasant place to be as a youth and a very hopeless one. And therefore you kind of give up, which is something I understand. I'm somebody who dropped out of school twice. Because I ate shit in school, being someone who has ADD and being having depression and stuff, and being a foreigner kind of here, being someone who moved to Germany in my youth. If you aren't doing well and you feel like there's nothing ahead of you, why would you commit so much time to school? Why would you care that much? And especially if you're in somewhere like Baltimore, which is ripe with poverty and opportunities for making money by criminal means or whatever, which are probably going to yield more than if you put in a ton of effort at school and then get some you have a high school degree and then you make maybe 10 grand more than you would if you didn't. It's not I think it's just the hopelessness primarily. That seems to be a lot of the issues that I see. This is how Europeans imagine Americans, yeah. Sentenced to Planet Baltimore, real. Planet Detroit, oh no. So many of the kids who misbehave or are actually traumatized, stressed, and anxious because of issues at home and in the community. Yeah, it's interesting. You have similar psychology with kids acting out as you do with criminal adults a lot of the time. And I mean that in a non-condescending manner. What I'm trying to explain with that is that people who feel a distinct lack of control and a distinct frustration with the way that their life kind of goes in a way that they can't influence at all will act out, because it's something that they can control. They want to take the situation in their hands and they want to push against all the conventions that have been fucking them again and again, because they feel like everything the way as it is just not serving them or helping them at all. Streaming is being lagging for you. At this point, I think it just it is what it is. Maybe don't tell me anymore. I can't do anything about it. If it ditches entirely, then yeah, that sucks. But there's nothing I can do, So maybe don't bother too much. But yeah, and also we have other things which are quite interesting, lead poisoning is a huge issue, especially when we're talking about these places that are you know, they had like little money put into them a while ago. They haven't like had their infrastructure and like the way their city is built and the pipes and stuff like updated in a while, and therefore you can have like insane amounts of like lead exposure and lead poisoning. If we have a look at lead poisoning for Baltimore, it is pretty batshit. So it is a pretty big issue there. They have it in their pipes, right? So it's pretty unavoidable, especially if you're in like a house. Here we are. An estimated 85,000 occupied homes in Baltimore have dangerous lead hazards. Now, lead is linked to higher criminality. It's linked to more issues focusing. It's linked to, you know, poor educational outcomes. So this, in conjunction with everything else, is really not very surprising, right? It makes a lot of sense. Like, this seems like the logical outcome of all of those issues, right? Okay, all right. We have other news pieces, but I don't really want to talk about those right now. Those are a bit sad, and I'm kind of trying to move past. Okay, so we have done it, folks! Holy shit! We made it! We made it for the news section. Good night, Regine. Take care of yourself. Sleep well. Why does Baltimore have high poverty anyway? I'm sure there's some sort of historical reason. Let's have a look. Why is Baltimore poor? Baltimore struggles with racial segregation, high rates of violent crime, a struggling public school system, and a large share of single-parent households. Yeah, so that it just seems like just a lot of poverty, and therefore, you know, only poor people stay there, rich people get out. It gets worse and worse and worse and worse. 84% of Baltimore public school students are poor. Yeah. Baltimore poverty rate is 37%. Local schools are nearly 100%. Yeah. Jesus fucking Christ. Wait, can this be considered a sleepover? I mean, sure. Go ahead. But yeah. So that's pretty depressing. And it makes sense. Maryland is kind of poopy. My dad goes there for work occasionally because we're the state over and he complains about it a lot. That's sad. Yeah, I feel so sorry for these people. It's just like awful to be in a place which has been kind of like ditched, and just it's not meant to be nice, clearly, you know. And like, it's just so sad because everyone knows that as well, you know. Everyone in these places, like they know they've been fucked over. They know it kind of sucks. Like, people have pride or whatever, but there's still always that underlying knowledge of they don't really care. And that's like, that's so sad to me, you know? Like, that's just terrible. Like, feeling that kind of left in the dust by the government and people who should be, you know, taking care of you as a citizen, fucking that up is really depressing. Okay, so let's I'm gonna be right back. Let me just go and quickly grab some more water because I'm running out. Hold on. Skadoosh. We're back. No live max reaction. Don't you fucking dare. Okay. All right. 144p chair reaction. Shut up. My Wi-Fi is so good. My Wi-Fi is so good. All right. It is the best. There is no better Wi-Fi than my Wi-Fi. Okay. Actually, you know what? No, I'm looking at my Wi-Fi at my stream right now. It looks okay. We're chilling. Okay. Holy. Oh, Lord. Oh, boy. Are we here? Are we in? Uh-oh. Is it still going? Are we here, chat? I think we're here, but I'm worried. You're back? Okay. It's still working. Okay. Because my internet just went out for just a second. Whew. Thank God. Okay. All right, we're chilling. Okay, so we have the options between a scary, fundy American woman who sits in her car and gets angry at things, and I think she's kind of interesting and funny. We could talk about her. We can watch the Tankie debate. This is between Kirk and what's her name? Ben Carollo. So Kirk and Benny Carollo. And our last option would be 5 ways to detect wokeness, which is one video that we've had in the ring for a while, but we've never actually gone and watched it. Okay, so it is time. Vote. You gotta vote. You gotta throw your hat into the ring. Okay, it's gotta. Wait, I didn't vote. I didn't put out the fucking thing. Oh my god, I'm so retarded. I didn't press down the button. Wait. wait, god damn it, fuck. Wait. Oh no, now I feel pressured. Wait, okay, we got this, okay? I'm writing out the thing, Carollo. Carollo, detect wokeness. Okay, I'm starting the poll. I clicked the poll start button. Okay, the poll is going. You have the poll. The poll is up there. You can vote. You've got 1 vote. You've got no votes. Give me the votes. Put in your votes. We have the choice between the scary American woman who sits in her car and gets angry about things, or we can watch the vote. We can watch the debate between Mr. Kirk and Mrs. Carollo, or we can watch the video on how to detect wokeness. You can finally learn how, because I don't know if you guys know how to do it. I don't know how to do it. I've never seen a woke person in my life. Nobody I've ever met has been remotely woke. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Let's end it out at that. Okay. We have Skadoosh. We have a whole. It's loading in. I'm excited. We have a whole 8 votes. Good job, folks. Thank you for the audience participation. You're appreciated. Well done. And we have a 50% vote in favor of being. Watching the debate. You're simple. You hear the music and you vote. That's how. See, this is what I'm trying to get you folks. Okay, I'm gonna get you all Pavloved up. So every time we need anything, you're gonna be like immediately ready to do it. Okay, then let's hop into it. Because we have this debate's pretty hefty. You might pre-order City Skylines. Oh no, what's wrong with you? Of course you're one of those. 150% voter turnout. Based? This sounds legitimate and good. Okay, let's take a look at this then. Let's oopsie daisy. Let me just make this real small so it actually looks nice. Okay, make this real tall. Wow, look at this. Look at that professional stream, folks. Look at that professional stream. One of those? Yeah, you're one of those. Oh, wrong thing. There we are. Okay, let's go. Wow, they really picked like the softest image of him for this. Look at this guy. Look at this twink. Come on. You're never talking to me again? Rip.
Welcome to another episode of Debate Night.
Would I be mad? Yeah,
by
true.
founder.
Most professional stream ever? Yeah, that's me. That's what I do. I do the streams and I do them right.
Of Turning Point USA, Charlie Kirk, and contributor for the Young Turks, Ben Carollo. Tonight's topic is Marxism in America.
In this debate, they use he, him for Benny. Were they being transphobic, or had Benny not transitioned yet? Oh, I didn't notice that they use he, him because they talk about how she's trans. It's in the title. Did they actually misgender her? Because I didn't see that.
First question. Ben, please provide your best definition of Marxism and what you believe about the topic at hand.
Yeah, most definitely. See, when it comes to Marxism...
That's a hardcore fucking question to start off with.
People have misunderstood. I think that it's about particular
number
policy.
of ways you could take that question.
The reality is that it centers on the role of the state. The belief that the state is an institution that exists is to suppress the interests of one class or another, right? Either under capitalism, that it would be the dictatorship of capital, where capitalists suppress the interests of workers to the benefit of their profits. Now, under Marxism, the state serves the purpose of basically serving the interests.
Not a good opener. Yeah, no,
to the benefit.
it's not good. And let's talk about the terrible optics here as well. Okay, first of all, her switching between looking. I mean, folks, I'm sure if you've watched this already, you're gonna hear some of these points I'm gonna make. They are points that I thought of as well. Her going from between looking at him to looking at the camera and majorly looking at the camera and kind of like being like vaguely disrespectful to him is such an awful optical move, you know? Like, especially if you don't understand how the debate is going to go just yet, you want to be like chill. You want to be respectful, because if you eat shit after that, after like making it clear that you're being kind of like snide and stuff to them, it's going to be even worse. Is this where she addressed chat? This is her, yeah.
Of, you know, well, to the benefit of the workers, to suppress the interests of the capitalists. Because, obviously, the very nature of capitalism.
But don't spoil it, folks. Don't spoil it. Don't spoil it.
Lower wages, increase prices, and this has an inherent contradiction that basically squeezes the working class and it inevitably squeezes the capitalists themselves by leading to things like inflation and market crashes. So really, the central theory of Marxism is the...
Also the hands. The hands. I know I like doing hand motions, you know, you see me whipping them out, especially if I'm like debating somebody or something. But she's overdoing it. She's way overdoing it.
Belief in a
you gotta be careful, because that makes you look pseudo-intellectual if you go too heavy, you know?
That works to serve the interests of the working class, to suppress the interests of capitalism.
She returns! Welcome back,
get to the point where the need of the state itself is irrelevant.
Okay. How much of that do you believe?
Oh, 100%.
All of it.
It's crazy. Can we talk about how awful he looks here, by the way? Can we talk about how like how like terrible his appearance is right now? I don't know what it is. I don't know why he looks so shit, but he looks like he genuinely just climbed out of a dumpster after going on like a 3-week bender. Like, bro, what are you doing? Did they not have a fucking hairdresser? Yo, Gabby subscribed. What's up, Gabby? How you doing? Welcome. Also, that's not really Marxism, is it? What? I mean, like, fucking, wait, what was the definition? Is like maximizing, going against the bad aspects of capitalism? I mean, like, I don't know, because I mean, there's like a number of things you could, ways you could go with it. Really, I would describe Marxism as more of like a theory of economic organization. But it's like a number of ways you can go. I mean, it's like you could treat it as like a social philosophy, like an economic one. There's just like, it sprouts off in quite a number of ways, right? And those are all also like intertwined as well. So like you'd have to spend like 4 hours explaining.
So you're just like a full-fledged Marxist?
100%.
So everything Marx wrote?
I mean, not necessarily every single word.
Well, just so I can understand, just so we can make this constructive. Like, just tell me your political philosophy when it comes to Marxism.
Well, I think that really is my philosophy, and we really have to look at like not necessarily Marx, who's the theoretician, right? Not even necessarily Engels. We also have to look at the practitioners of Marxism, right? So those people being like, obviously Lenin, Mao. Today.
Oh, you're a big fan of Mao.
Mao's a pretty interesting character.
How many people did he murder?
Look, you can't do this. You can't do this. If you're gonna be a Marxist, you got to be an anti-Tankie. If you're a Marxist and you're a Tankie, it's fuck. It's over. It's over. You're fucked. Like there's so much shit that was like clearly terrible, clearly a failure. You know, especially with like Lukashenkoism and all that. Like there is so many blatant examples of like the worst shit happening, and then you being like, yeah, no, I think these people are pretty great. I mean, like, shut the fuck up. Also, attaching your now I know this is ironic coming from me, but attaching your beliefs exclusively to somebody who's like, you know, died forever ago, or even just attaching your beliefs to like one person or like 2 or 3 people is absurd, you know? You need to get you need to not be dogmatic. You need to allow like a wide range of influence. You cannot, if you go and you do some shit like Benny Carollo, where you're like, yeah, the people I like, it's like Marx and Stalin and Mao and Lenin, then you're obviously gonna be fucked. Attaching your beliefs to individuals is wacky. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
How many people did he murder?
Oh, God. Okay, I'm sorry. So this is something that she's going to do throughout the debate. This is what we call Joker mode.
Obviously, Lenin, Mao, today.
Oh, you're a big fan of Mao?
Mao's a pretty interesting character.
How many people did he murder?
How many people did he murder? I mean, how many people do you think he murdered? How many people did George
45
Bush
million,
murder?
more or less.
And what are you getting that number from?
How about the Chinese people themselves? Rough calculations of international organizations, mass graves.
He looks so chuffed. This is like a wolf who just like saw like a family of like 15 ducks just enter his hideout. Like, holy shit. How could you cuck yourself this hard? This is a free win for him? Abso-fucking-lutely. And it's crazy because, like, obviously, you can tell. I mean, they asked Benny if she wanted to do a debate, right? They asked her. They seeked her out for this. And then... and then she just doesn't, like, decide to prepare or be, like, incredibly fucking careful with it, you know? Like, that's fucking horrible. If Charlie Kirk sounds more reasonable, you done fucked up. Yeah, literally. They paid her, I know, yeah, they paid her $3 grand. Which, for me, if I was being paid to get fucked by Charlie Kirk on camera, I would ask for more than 3.
You mean the Victims of Communism Fund that literally puts out Nazi propaganda on a regular basis?
I'm sorry, wait.
This is another mistake. Calling people Nazis. Holy shit. Don't call people Nazis. Like, I know I like doing it too, okay? I know everyone likes doing it, okay? I know we all have the urge sometimes. We see someone saying something silly that could, like, have enabled the Nazis in the Third Reich, and you'd be like, you're a Nazi. Don't... Avoid it. Avoid it. Especially if you're talking to a conservative, because holy shit, they are not going to understand what you're saying. They're not going to understand the context you mean in it, and it's going to sound stupid. It's going to sound really stupid. And even if the Victims of Communism organization were a Nazi organization, which it does have, you know, ties to Naziistic shit, and they are, you know, they do some stuff in the way of condemning Nazis or condoning Nazis even, you should still just not say that. Just don't say that. Be careful. Don't be presumptuous, okay? That's a very big thing as well. Don't be presumptuous. If your opponent is saying something stupid, let them say it. Ask about it. Don't tell them what they think.
The Victims of Communism Fund is a what group?
Puts out Nazi propaganda. They literally have a statue. I mean, you have to be joking, right?
Marxism-Leninism is a coherent ideology. I don't know. It's like coherent in the same way that religion can be coherent. There's like a loose framework, but it doesn't really stick to like, you know, logic necessarily.
You realize in the USSR, they list...
Like there's a lot of like, there's so many internal contradictions with like Marxism-Leninism, right?
Nazi war deaths as victims of communism.
Hold on a second. You're pro-Lenin too?
Yeah, I mean, Lenin did a lot of really great things for the USSR. They literally brought what was a feudal peasant society to be a major world superpower.
How about the Ukrainian famine? How was that?
What about the Ukrainian famine?
Like the 6 million people Lenin intentionally killed through forced starvation and famine?
I don't know if I'm actually gonna make it through this one. I might just like die halfway through. This is such a brutal watch.
I mean, it's pretty ridiculous the frame that is intentional, right? Like, let's be real, right? There was a famine, and we can argue about the mismanagement of famines, but capitalists have mismanaged famines all the time.
Hold on a second. What is a kulak?
Potato famine.
What's a kulak?
What do you think a kulak is?
I know what a kulak is. You tell me. You're the Marxist.
No, I want to know what you think.
A kulak is someone that owned a certain piece of land that was not allowed to own that same piece of land because of Lenin and Stalin's government. And if they owned more than it, what happened to them?
And do you know what? Okay, let's.
No, just answer the question. I'm curious.
What did happen to them?
They went to a gulag. Do you believe those exist?
Yeah, 100% gulag.
How many people died in the gulag?
Do you know what a gulag is?
No, just like more or less. I just want to know.
Do you know what
How are you siding with Kirk? I know! Isn't that the worst? Isn't that the worst? Like, you're watching this, and Charlie Kirk is sitting there making the exact same points that I've made to, like, tankies on, like, a almost daily basis. Like, oh, God, it's so painful to watch. Famines can be intentional. I mean, I don't... I mean, you can argue that they might have not intentionally started the famine. You could argue that that might be the case, but there's evidence that we know that proves that they didn't do anything after they knew it was happening, right? So even if it wasn't started as a genocide, I still feel like it kind of was one if they just like stood there and were like, they're dying and stuff, and they got like no shit or anything. They didn't intentionally start the famine, Max. I've seen very, very conflicting information on this. I don't know. It's hard to say. And closing the borders. Yeah, no, I saw that they like limited their movement and that kind of thing. Yeah. But I think I did see something that could be convincing that they didn't necessarily begin it, but that was more the only point. Yeah, I'm not sure on that though. But I either way, if the argument is only like, actually, it wasn't on purpose, they just did really shitty policies and like killed people, and then they didn't do anything, like that's not an argument either, right? So either way, they're like terrible leaders. And it's yeah. Either way, Stalin's responsible for how the famine went. Yeah, absolutely, yeah. And because we can't, it is one of those things where I don't think we can easily prove intentionality unless there is stuff that actually does directly back that up. So I feel like being measured about it and picking the argument of well, even if it was mismanagement, it was like terrible and shitty. It is more powerful. It's a more powerful approach than being like, yeah, it was definitely on purpose or whatever, you know. Yeah.
Yeah, a forced labor camp, or it could be a forced death camp.
You mean like the forced labor camps we have in the United States of America, which...
In 2023, the only relevant MLs are on Twitter. In Soviet Union, Marxism, Leninism constantly morphed, contradicted itself and changed. Real.
By the way, the United States has more people in it for...
It was absolutely preventable. Yes. Yeah. I wouldn't have put it past Stalin because that's really in his style. Yeah. No, that is yeah. That's the thing. It would be like, it would make a lot of sense for it to have happened. It would be fitting within like how he seemed to generally approach things. But it's hard to prove, you know? Whataboutism? They love this.
Labor than
Do I know the context? Context of what?
any other country.
Where?
Of how Ukraine became part of the USSR. Wasn't it in a... God, I can't remember. I read about this such a long time ago. I had it somewhere. It's somewhere in my head. But no, feel free. Go ahead. Remind me. Mel is so fucking easy to argue against. Like, she instantly loses the second she says, oh, capitalism, famine too. We also have forced labor. Yeah, literally. It's like, yeah, great. We have slaves here as well. So slaves aren't that bad? Like, what are you trying to say, lady? You know?
In our federal prison system
How'd they get
and our state
wait, hold on.
prison
How'd they get to
system.
prison?
They committed crimes.
Oh,
and
okay, so it's not forced. They made a choice.
Are you familiar with the...
Wait, no, that's a phenomenal red herring argument you made. I'm just curious.
it's not a red herring.
He's really got her. Charlie Kirk's a very smart debater. Because that's exactly the same argument that you know Stalin used. Like, obviously, and every red fash society, obviously, like, you deserved it. You deserved to be in a work camp for the rest of your life.
I just want to know, how many people died in the gulags?
No,
more or less. I'm just curious.
How many people died in American prison?
Wasn't imperialism conquest? I think so.
Hold on a second. I'm just curious. Gulags. How many people died?
He crumbled to Vosh. Yeah, obviously. I mean, yeah, Vosh is like a good debater. I mean, less so now than he used to be. Nobody tell him I said this, but less so now than he used to be because he's not been preparing as much. But you know, back then. I love it when MLs hear a criticism of something terrible the USR did, and they were like, "Oh, but capitalism does it too." Yeah. Literally, you're just proving that your point is that your system is like equally dogshit and like equally dysfunctional, right? Ukraine wants to be an independent country, but got invaded by Poland and the USSR. They didn't want to be part of the USSR so bad they sided with Poland, that they were just at war with to fight against it. After the war, it was full of anti-Soviet activists. I see. That makes sense. Interesting. And the Soviets had planned, had to come up with a plan to mass murder all of them. Yeah, that's fair. The last few debates have become an absolute shit show from Vosh. I don't know. With some of them, yeah. With some of them, no. Because it is really easy to win a debate if you have statistics and you have shit like in front of you that you can use to back up your arguments. Which is what what the last couple of people who Vosh kind of, I felt like maybe lost to, did, right? Is they came at him with all the data and with all the shit to fuck him up with. And then he lost because he didn't have anything to counter it with. And it's sad to see, but it's kind of his fault. A lot of debate bros have become worse over time, although they could return. Oh no. What if I'm at my peak right now, folks? What if it only gets worse from here? Volsh, Destiny, etc. both have been going up and down lately when it comes to debate quality. That's interesting. I wonder why that is. I think it comes probably largely from ego, you know. I think people like notice like, you know, I don't have to. Oopsie daisy, what the fuck? I didn't mean to do that. God damn it. They're like, I don't have to prepare anymore. I've done all the debates. I've done every single debate ever. Every debate in history, we've done it, I got it done, and it was great. It went super duper well. There was no issues ever. Nothing at all ever went wrong, and it was perfect. And then they like just keep on saying that to themselves as they like lose debate after debate after debate. You know? It's sad to see. It is sad to see. But you know, I think most people become kind of aware of that at some point. I feel like it's hard to. Feels like something that would be hard to ignore. Proud to have never watched Destiny. No. I think Destiny's okay sometimes. I think he has some really shitty opinions, and it kind of annoys me how he asserts them. But I think he has the capacity to be not shitty. But you know, I think you're joking, but a lot of them think rhetoric is all you need, but data presented is important as well. Yeah. I mean, you can get really far with good rhetoric, you know? You can get really far with knowing how to posture properly and be optically convincing. But if you don't actually have substance to back up your arguments, you are just going to look kind of silly, you know? You are just going to look a little bit dumb.
Just curious. Give me a number. 10 million, 15, 20, 25 million, 30 million?
You know, there's this really amazing anecdote. It's really interesting. You see, and
100,000?
No.
Just I want a number, like
listen,
more or less.
Listen, because let's talk about how they get these numbers,
Oh,
right?
God.
This is a perfect example.
That energy as well. Listen. Like, I mean, I know I'll pull that sometimes, you know, I'll do that a little bit, but that works so much better if you actually have an opponent who's actually being overly aggressive and actually being like angry and stuff, you know? But Charlie's kind of chilling right now. So you can't pull that, you know? You can't pull that. You can't be talking down to somebody who's already like kind of talking down to you already, you know? It's a bad look. You got to get them on equal footing and then you talk down to them, you know? But if it's unequal, it's just gonna look bad. It's gonna look like you're trying too hard.
There's this really great story, right, where you know you have Winston Churchill talking to Stalin. He asks, he's like, hey, how many people died in the famine? And Stalin, obviously not wanting to talk about it, they had bigger things to deal with, you know, like World War II. He puts his hand.
Who cares about 6 million people dying? There's like, it's not important, you know? There's World War II is going on. Didn't you see? Didn't you hear?
Hands up. He puts his hands up. And Winston Churchill walks away and says, oh yeah, that means 10 million. He must mean 10 million. Now, we can obviously talk about mismanagement of famines, but if we're going to talk about mismanagement of famines, why don't we talk about the people in India that Winston Churchill killed? Why?
Salted, you're a resident historian. Tell me, is that true? Did Winston Churchill go up to Stalin and ask, hey, how many died in the famine? And Stalin went, and then Winston Churchill was like, oh, 10 million. 10 million. He didn't? Oh, wait a minute. Are you telling me this Tankie just lied? No way. No way. Chat, this is fucking insane. This is fucking insane, chat. I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, so we're not here. I'm happy to do a whole defense of
You could use her logic to deny the Bengal famine. Yeah.
the greatest man of the 20th century, Churchill. I'm not going to actually do that right now. So was Alexander Solzhenitsyn
Poor Awu-san was too embarrassed. Yeah, literally.
a liar?
I don't know who that is.
You're kidding me. You're a Marxist that you do not know who Alexander Solzhenitsyn is. He wrote a book called The Gulag Archipelago, which was a first-person account. He actually was in a gulag.
Come on.
So, and you don't even know.
This was, he really went hard for this face as well, by the way.
I don't know who that is.
You're kidding me.
See, that is like, he's acting too hard, you know? This is another thing. If you're in a debate, you gotta bounce out. If you've got too much energy, if you care too much about something, if you're like a little bit too like what? Then it looks like silly, you know? You gotta like chill. Stalin said 10 million after Churchill mentioned the famine. He just said it. And okay, that's pretty funny. But Stalin was talking about the number of people who died plus got deported. Okay. Systems that produce preventable famines are bad, actually. Oh my god, Mia, hot take.
That don't know, you do not know who Alexander Solzhenitsyn is. He wrote a book called The Gulag Archipelago, which was a first-person account. He actually was in a gulag.
Come on.
So, and you don't even know who he is.
You know that people that worked on it admitted that they just made up a lot of those numbers, right?
He lived in one, my friend.
There's a lot of people who lived in the gulags. In fact, there's a really great...
yeah, and so they're liars?
I mean, yeah, there's a lot of people who lie about communism.
That's a great move.
So the pastor who spent a decade...
Every prisoner of war is actually just a liar.
In a forced labor camp with 1 hour of sunshine a day, Joseph Bondarenko, he lied about that?
I mean,
because he wanted to just spread the gospel? I'm curious just kind of like what your belief is on gulags. So we can just have like a similar...
Okay, I'll tell you.
Even Stalin was like, yeah, I killed all those people, literally. Why do tankies always do the Joker laugh? Because they're like Joker brained, you know? I think all of these people, I don't know, they're like the Patrick Bateman Kinners, people who like teenage boys who are like, I'm so cool. They actually just have like some sort of like disorder where they like struggle with like empathy or something. They're like, he's him, I'm just like him. And I think that's like the same shit with tankies. It's like they're just kind of sad and weird and like fucked up, and they're like, you know what, I'm gonna be so cool, okay, I'm gonna be like special, I'm gonna be mean and laugh at everything because I know better, and I'm normal, and this is the normal way to think, and all right, I need to get communism. Okay, but yeah.
Give you a really great example, right? And you see the CIA
laugh is bad octopus in itself, literally.
This is really interesting. So somewhere around 10% of the people, right, that like were in the gulags during their peak, which by the way was after a civil war in Russia, right, obviously with the white army that they had to deal with, right, and then the World War II with Nazi Germany, right?
The Joker laugh is always the most cringe cope. Yeah, you have to laugh at shit that's like actually funny. I don't know, because for me, I'm like an easily amused person, you know. But I think I at least get amused by shit that is like justifiably amusing. You feel me? Like I think she's just like somebody's being like, hey, I heard a bunch of people died. She's like, people died? You know, like it's ooh,
political business, but this is really interesting.
She's lying? The Tankie's lying?
Interesting, right? I believe it was in the Gorbachev years, they tried to do a big reformation and granted a huge amount of amnesty. To like tons and tons of people that were in those gulags. And do you know what happened, Charlie? Do you know what happened after that? This is something that the CIA documents literally reported on.
You mean after the liberalization of the USSR?
No. What happened to the people that were let out of those gulags?
They wrote books like the Gulag Archipelago that brought down the USSR.
Most of them actually ended up right.
Gulag Archipelago is genuinely not a good book. Academically, it's largely discredited, but holy shit, laughing like a hyena in that context is such horrible optics. Yeah, I've heard that that there has been an issue of people overly relying on individual survivors' tellings about how gulags were and that kind of thing. And I think that is fair to criticize, but you gotta criticize it normally, you know. You gotta be chill about it, you know. As I've said with a number of other things, like chill, relax. The Gulag Archipelago was released in the USSR as well, which is interesting. That is interesting, huh? I wonder how come that. I mean, I guess if it was, you know, slightly more liberal at that point, then they will have allowed for more stuff. In 1989, okay. I mean, yeah. Interesting though. People who do the joke left, trying to come across as cool and calm by pretending to be amused by their opponent. Yeah, they are. But it's like the worst look ever because you just look cucked. You look cucked and you look angry, you know? It just looks like frustration that you don't know how to get out.
right back in those same gulags because, this is to be very, very clear, that's their normal prison system. That is the normal prison system that they had, just to be clear. Because who do you think set up the gulags?
So you're trying to tell me that the people that were put in the
This is not true.
prisons were not political prisoners?
No.
So what happened to the Mensheviks?
Most of the people.
What the forced imprisonment of the Mensheviks? So tell me how did Trotsky die?
What do you mean, an assassination?
Who killed Trotsky?
I spick.
Look.
No, tell me, who killed Trotsky?
Are we gonna talk about economic theories?
We
or are
will.
gonna
No,
talk
but no,
about
I'm just
for the
curious,
sake of
just
that?
like, because I'm just trying to
It
understand.
looks like she thinks the gulags are funny. Yeah, it's so fucked. It's so sad. Jesus Christ, it's such a bad idea. They're called lagers. Gulag was just one of the lager camps? Really? I mean, can we just call them gulags now, though? Because I feel like the term has shifted. But that's interesting.
And
Wait, Mia, you set up the gulags? Mia! What the hell? Mia, stop. Okay, can you please stop it? Thanks.
you say you're a Leninist.
I mean, who killed
So-
Salvador Allende?
So 66 million people died in the gulags, rough estimation. Does that not concern you?
I mean, most of those numbers are inflated. Like, you gotta really understand this. Like, the reality is that was their normal.
The gulags were established by Lenin after the war, and they were definitely not just a normal prison system. Yeah. I mean, I'm saying yeah. I don't know the exact history on this, but I'm gonna take your word for it because you know your shit. But if anyone else has any historical suggestions you want to drop in or add to anything that Salted said, then feel free. There's no shot 66 million people died in the gulags. I'm not sure. Russia, because the Soviet Union was pretty big, right? How many died in the gulags? I assume, though, that's the generous estimation. I really doubt it. Oh my god. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. 1.6 million died, apparently. And he claimed that 66 million? A total of 1 million died in the gulag. This one says that some historians estimate 14 million. Okay, so 66 million is like an absurd estimation. Apparently, a lot of them are estimating 15 to 18 million, of whom 1.5 million did not survive their incarceration. Okay, so maybe it's people who got released and then they died out there. It's just the gulag? Oh, you're right. What, do you think this will give me a different result, though? In the lagers? In the lagers? Yeah, that's not giving me anything. There weren't even 66 million people in the gulags. I'm not sure about that. How many people were in the? I think I could just use gulags. Okay, it says here, the gulag was a forced system of labor camps. About 18 million passed throughout their history. I'm pretty sure this is referencing what you're talking about, Salted. I don't think I need to correct that. But yeah, let's keep on chugging.
Prison system. If you look at the mortality rate in the gulags compared to the mortality rate in American prisons at the same exact
So
time.
let me ask you this. So how many people died
So America was also shitty?
in the Holocaust, would you say?
66 million is definitely not possible. Yeah, that seems very, very excessive. I wonder, wait, you want to bet that he's actually taking that from the victims of communism? Victims of communism, gulag deaths. Let's see what they say. Wait a minute. Victims of communism. They even say, even on the victims of communism page, they say that only 1.5 million people died in the gulags. So I have no clue where he's getting that from. Which is interesting. Why is she turning on America, though? They're talking about Soviet Union. It's such a bad deflection. Because Tankies don't know how to do anything else. They have no other arguments apart from, okay, but America is also terrible, you know?
I don't know. I'm not a Holocaust expert.
How about like 8 million? Would you say that's fair?
So I know at a minimum there's
like millions of people died in the gulags. That's a pretty damning argument against the USSR, LMAO. Yeah, for sure. Like if you just read about like the treatment in the gulags and stuff and what they permitted, it's just horrible. You remember that talking point she's about to make about the gulags being less deadly than American prisons right now? It's of course super false. Nice. That's Not particularly surprising. I mean, to be fair, America's hardly better, especially in terms of like a prison system. I mean, better generally, but I mean, in terms of this specifically, I think they will have probably been better. The Gulags has an 8.9% death rate. American prison said 0.3. Holy shit. Wow. She's fucking lying out of her ass. Thank you, Fat Wombat. I appreciate the information.
6 million
American prisons were way better. Yeah, it sounds like it.
Jews that
Okay,
died.
so why are those numbers?
Maybe he's including the pre-USSR camp system. That would be stupid as fuck, though. That would also be conforming to her argument that the gulags weren't actually made by the Soviets.
accurate, yet the gulag ones aren't.
Well, it's very interesting that you bring that up, because the truth of the matter is, if you look at the people, right, if you look at the denazification of Western Europe, what you end up having is you have a lot of people, like, for example, right, like Nazi government officials that get put in charge of West Germany, right? And then you have Nazi officials that get put in charge of institutions like NATO.
Everyone who they killed were actually Nazis. Every single person.
And then you have a lot of these Nazis that quite
crazy to say that as a trans person, by the way. I mean, when we talk about like the treatment of gay people, LGBT people in the USSR,
literally set up institutions, right?
Like
put out in.
The gulags were 100% made by the Soviets, but was inspired by the Tsarist Siberian deportations. Oh, I see, I see. She didn't answer his questions, or so terrible at rhetoric. She absolutely is. Wait, I wanna just go and grab something from my fridge. Hold on, I'm gonna give you the music, okay? Just for 1 second, because I feel bad doing a chat stream. So wait, let me just skadoosh. Okay, give me just a second, okay? I'm just gonna go to my fridge quickly. What's that? I've stepped on something. Oopsie daisy. I'm gonna have to clean that up after. My lord. There's onions on the floor now. It's like roasted onions. Not even roasted onions, it's like fried onions. It's okay. I'll solve it later. Oopsie daisy. Oopsie daisy. Live Max. Oh my god, you people are awful. Holy shit. Onions. Okay, what do you want me to say? Onions? Les oignons? It's literally a debate between two people who love their science labor camps, literally. Why are onions on my floor? It's one of the things I bought, and I forgot to put it away, and so it was lying on my floor under a thing. It's okay. Is my room gonna gradually start smelling like onions now? Not yet, not yet. Okay, we're okay. All right, sorry folks. Let's get back to it. I have beer now, though. I have a beer. I have a Desperados. It's very exciting.
What do you
put out
talking about?
information?
Like name one person.
Look at the first commander.
This motherfucker spilled his goddamn onions. Look, Jimbo, okay, I'm trying. I'm really trying, okay? Please.
First NATO commanders. They literally brought in people from Nazi Germany. Are we going to pretend that Operation Paperclip is not a thing that the United States did?
Operation Paperclip was in conjunction with Operation Mockingbird, which was a CIA propaganda campaign, which I don't quite answer the question of the accuracy of gulags. Anyway, that's a little bit of futile. I'm just trying to understand, though.
I mean, Operation Paperclip's very real.
We're just on different planets here, quite honestly.
They should kiss? Yeah, when are they going to start making out? Seriously, I've been waiting.
Because I've actually met countless, thousands of people that were in these gulags, and...
Okay, dude. Yeah, you met thousands of people that were in these gulags? Really? Thousands? You honest about making out with that guy who doesn't look bad? Okay, folks, calm down. Calm down.
Their stories and their firsthand perspectives.
Are there even thousands of gulag survivors around? I mean, I think there probably are. There's probably like, what, like probably a few thousand, but that's probably it, right? I don't know. How many gulags? Oh my god, it's starting to smell like onions. Oh no. Oh fuck.
And they did nothing wrong to be
How many gulag survivors are there still?
put in there, except they had the different political viewpoints, or they were pastors.
He's already winning, he doesn't need to overinflate numbers. Yeah. Yeah, it's a bad look.
And
Everyone in the stream is in the gulag. This is the gulag. Welcome.
and you embrace a political worldview that does that.
Well, let's take this for example. Let's imagine that you're a serial murderer in the USSR,
Cheers,
right?
folks.
Let's imagine, and then you go to the gulag, right?
I mean, this is again, it's the same thing. Imagine you're like basically Hitler, and then they put you in the gulag.
What's the
I'm not
easiest
imagining.
opportunity-
I'm talking about pastors. I'm talking about
No.
people that
This
have.
is the reality. Because like if you want
No,
to talk
it's-
about,
it's not the
like,
reality.
There's
I'm
plenty of documentaries. Like look, for example, right? For example, okay.
So I'm just gonna make-
Radio Free Europe did this really great interview session where they literally went to people that were in these gulags, and it was so funny because when Radio Free Europe puts out this video about these people who used to live in the gulags, they asked them, what do you think about Stalin? And they basically said, because remember, right? You remember that the USSR was invaded by the Nazis, right? And you also
Yes,
remember
and then
that
they deterred the invasion.
you
but what
also
happened
remember
before
that the USSR
They wiped out.
had
They almost
a
wiped
civil
out
war,
all
right?
of Ukraine.
You also realize
Wait,
they
hold
had
on.
a civil war,
The civil
right?
war was between the Bolsheviks and the Mensheviks because they couldn't determine what blend of communism they wanted.
Okay,
After they
you know-
overthrew the
Next drinking arc, it's so over for me.
Romanov
Thanks.
dynasty, right?
I have IBS as well. This is gonna like kill me tomorrow.
Well, you
was
also have the White Army. Do you know what the White Army
He's incorrect. In what way is he incorrect?
is?
I'm very familiar with the White Army.
You know the royalists, the people that were
Yes,
trying
of
to.
course.
Wait, I'm sorry. The White Army? Cringe, gross. Get rid of them.
But
Okay,
I'm just.
so
we'll
hold
close
up. So
on
if
this
you have
topic.
the Civil War,
but
are you gonna
I
put
just
people-
want
The Civil War is not the Bolsheviks versus Mensheviks. Who was the Civil War between?
reinforce for the audience here,
if they started
which
Civil
is
War in your country?
Both people here are retarded? Yeah, like, oh god, what's that one image? It's like something, unpopular opinion, but I think everyone in this image should Minecraft. Oh yeah, it was a White Army versus Bolsheviks. White Army is Cyrus. Okay, there we are. Okay, well there we are, chatters. Now we know.
I know the United States doesn't like to jail insurrectionists. but
remarkably
that's what they did in the U.S.
just made an argument that was pro-Gulag, and
Yeah, they had a prison system. That's correct.
It's kind of amusing how shocked he is at how easy this is going to be for him, but it's like also painful.
it kind of does explain some of your other views because we're just living on different planets, like Team Reality, Team Narnia.
So
honestly,
how is our prison system
Okay, that's kind of an awesome move. That was kind of awesome.
better?
I can't lie.
Wait, hold on a second. For example, you got a lawyer. We have an independent judiciary. You have a jury of your peers. You know what a show trial is?
We have
what is
an
a show trial?
independent judiciary.
Hold on, what's a show trial?
What's a show trial?
Yeah.
I don't know. Ask Steven Donziger.
Who is General Tukhachevsky that Stalin
Ask
took up?
Steven Donziger. You think the United States doesn't do show trials? Look at Guantanamo. What are those
Hold on a
people
second.
doing
What
in
you're trying to do
Guantanamo
is
Bay?
indict the entire Western legal tradition and conflate it with the Leninist, Stalinist. We're going to kill half the population we don't like. Look,
No,
you could
what
have.
you're trying to do is you're trying to take a country.
What is a tiff? What is a tiff? A tiff is a squabble. The Russian Civil War was mostly whites versus reds, though, but there were in total like 100 factions. It was generally one of the 5th biggest war in human history. Jesus Christ. You're a tiff? Mike from PA me? Okay. Oh, okay. Oh, I'm sorry, folks. I failed you, okay? I wasn't chronically online enough.
That had to deal with a civil war, that had to deal with an invasion, and compare that to the United States today.
I'll close with this. You are defending
Mike
genocide.
from PA Vosh debate? Oh, wait, I remember that. Okay, never mind. I do have that in my head somewhere. Yeah.
Which is quite honestly a remarkable thing to see in real time.
Stop right here,
you are
because,
defending
look,
genocide of Joseph Stalin
let's
and
be
Vladimir
very, very
Lenin,
clear.
the intentional destruction and killing of 65 million
this is
people.
what I'm talking about.
And no, there's no middle ground in genocide. That's your opinion.
Moving on.
Oh! The cuts are interesting as well. Like, why are they cutting her off there? What was going to be said? I'm very curious.
Has there ever been a successful example of Marxist theory
Terrifying.
in action where the workers are truly empowered?
Yeah.
65 billion people. Yeah. 65 million. Okay, there was every single one of them times 1,000.
100%, most definitely. Like, so first and foremost, we have obviously
They had to cut to make her look worse, which is why she already looks bad. Yeah, that's the thing. I'm like surprised that she said anything that was like good enough for them to cut out. It's only the 8th deadliest war in human history. Jesus Christ.
the brave Vietnam soldiers that defended themselves.
The Viet Cong?
Defended themselves against the invading American army, which was basically there to punish them for daring to free themselves from French colonial rule.
Wait, so hold on. How did that work
I don't know
out?
the
What do you
history
mean, how
here
did that
to
work?
argue
So, I
against
mean,
that.
so no, seriously, the Ho Chi Minh City under communist rule, better then or better now?
What do you mean, better then or better now?
Was Ho Chi Minh a better place under Viet Cong rule or better now under more kind of Western?
Who do you think is in charge of Vietnam right now?
I mean, it's a generally much freer country than it was 50, 60 years ago.
Oh, that's weird. When did the Communist Party lose power in Vietnam?
Well, hold on. They've industrialized their country. They've opened themselves up
Wait, is she trying to say that Vietnam is actually
to international
communist?
trade. They actually have fair and free elections. Like, I'm not going to say Vietnam's a perfect country, but post-Viet Cong rule,
so you
their
think-
standard of living has
so-
increased.
So you think
infant
maybe
mortality has gone
perhaps-
down?
You think maybe perhaps Agent Orange had something to do with some of the struggles he had? Do you think that maybe the sanctions from the United States of America
Oh
cutting
no,
off supply?
fuck. I accidentally clicked on the fucking thing. Sorry. My mistake.
Muslims, how do you feel about them?
Oh no. What the hell? No!
Perhaps Agent Orange had something to do with some of the struggles he had. Do you think that maybe the sanctions from the United States of America cutting off supplies to food maybe had something to do
Okay,
with
got it. So America's always the villain. So besides the Viet Cong, which is a new one, I'll be honest, where
I mean, Charlie, if they're gonna put an embargo on some country and just not send over anything, then yeah, they're gonna eat shit. You can't really use that as an argument, can you? Like, let's be real here, mister.
else has communism worked?
China? Look
Why are they called Young Turks, by the way? I mean, they were probably young at some point.
at China.
Okay, what about China works with?
Aside from the fact that China's the strongest economy in the world right now, there's obviously the fact that average wages in
America didn't support the French during Vietnam Independence War, but just the Southern government.
China have tripled over the past
Okay,
decade.
so before we go any
Look,
further,
folks, I don't have the historical know-how to appropriately
do you really
give
want to
any
defend the
opinions.
Chinese
Though.
Communist Party against me?
Sure.
Okay, got it. So, Uyghur Muslims, how do you feel about them? So you're pro-concentration.
Oh God, that is a power move, yeah.
No, not pro-concentration.
Okay, so where are the Uyghur Muslims right now?
Do you know what the East Turkmenistan
No,
movement
no,
is?
don't change topic.
Oh God, dude. Oh fuck, that hurts. That like actually hurts to watch.
I'm not. This is the
Uyghur-
same topic.
Uyghur
you
Muslims.
don't know that the East Turkmenistan movement was labeled by the United States of America as a terrorist
Oh,
organization.
got it. Okay.
What the fuck?
Okay, so pro-concentration
Inside
camp.
of China.
Got it. What about?
Oh God, he's going in. He's doing really well. Interesting.
The
That's not
one-child
pro-concent-
policy
Hold up, hold up.
You want to give him head? Okay, Salted. Look, I will ban you. Okay, or Mia will ban you. Someone will ban you.
40 years.
No. We need to stop right here because first and foremost, you pushed earlier the double genocide theory, which,
No,
by the way, Holocaust
I might.
scholars have
You
very
are pro-genocide,
explicitly.
but anyway.
No. Stop right here.
Saying no doesn't make
the
it right.
the double genocide
Oh God, she's looking at the camera again. Jesus fucking Christ.
theory is literally Nazi propaganda. The whole idea was to say that the obvious, mismanagement of a famine, they're trying to equate that to the invasion and the mass murder committed by the Nazis. They're literally Nazis that intentionally push that theory. Why do you think that Israel, to this very day, actually has...
You don't get double genocide theory? Oh, I mean, just the holding. I mean, including it is based as fuck. Wait, in what way? Like saying that the Nazis murdered shouldn't count as part of the genocide, or what? What's the deal there? What's the deal there? Let's look it up real quick. Just so I make sure I get it right. It's a yeeby-deeby. Whoosh. Whoosh. The double genocide theory alleges that the two genocides of equal severity occurred in Eastern Europe, that of the Holocaust against Jews perpetrated by the Nazis, an alleged second genocide that the Soviet Union committed against local populations in Eastern Europe. Oh, I mean, that's probably fair to say, right? I mean, given like the death count is like similar, right? I mean, it's like 6 million Ukrainians who died, and there were other people from other countries who died too. I mean, I don't really see the issue with this, quite frankly. Sounds like both things were terrible.
Tensions with specific people in Ukraine who are pushing that double genocide theory, because the truth is a famine and the mismanagement of resources
I'm talking about, in addition, mass graves, gulags, and all that. But let's talk about the CCP.
Genocide.
So let's talk about the CCP. So you're cool with the one-child policy?
It doesn't matter what I'm cool with. The reality is...
No. That was a policy.
Bro, you can't go on a debate and say it doesn't matter. CP? Don't do
CCP
that.
for years, where they would murder another child if you had more than one kid.
Look, what we need to understand is that China is a democracy, and they are going to make laws.
Hold on a second.
Wait, did was that the room just laughing? Hold on, did I just hear like everyone just laugh?
Is that China is a democracy, and they are going to make laws
hold on a second.
based off of...
Yeah, that wasn't even just Charlie. That was like several people in the room with him laughing at them. Jesus Christ. Does the CCP even subscribe to Marxism anymore? Also, China's a democracy? Yeah. I think the CCP advertises themselves as a Marxist party, but they like actively suppress Marxist groups, so...
of their
how are they
material
How are they a democracy exactly?
Are you kidding me? Aside from the fact that the central government has a 95% approval rating, which, by the way, before you're like, oh, but
have you been to China?
No.
No,
of course.
Oh, so you must be a subject matter expert.
I'm not.
Yeah, so
Whoa, you tell me the Tankie China stan has never been to China? This is crazy. Hasn't the CCP been actively distancing itself from Marxism? Probably, but it's still like part of their aesthetics, right? I mean, isn't that like mostly like what it boils down to is just their aesthetics anyway? That equal severity is straight up wrong, but Tankie's constantly falsely used double genocide theory to say that any acknowledgement of Soviet atrocities is Holocaust denial. I mean, I don't know. I don't really think you should be like being like, hey, this thing is equally exactly as bad as this thing. I mean, if you're like murdering a bunch of people, it's genocide, you know? I don't know. I mean, I don't think it needs to be like this is exactly the same degree as this. It just has to be bunch of people were murdered. Bunch of people were murdered, you know? And, you know, because people seem to like forget that there were like big genocides in recent history outside of the Holocaust. And I feel like that's a bad thing. And both were huge. Yeah. So given like the effect that that's had on like Eastern Europe, I feel it's kind of pretty unfair to disregard that as a genocide, in fact, you know?
It's interesting. So, okay, so they're a democracy. Do they have senators or congressmen in China?
Well, there's about 1,000 members of their National People's Congress, and then obviously they have a system of local people's Congress.
And so you don't think those elections are rigged?
I'm going to test you. What does it take to get on the ballot in China?
What is it? A lot of money, power, and influence, and killing the right people.
Oh, that's weird, because it's actually illegal to spend money on campaigning in China. There's actually a very specific answer to this.
You think that a dissident Chinese person could run up against Xi Jinping right now? So let me ask you a question.
How do you think?
So you think it's okay?
How do you think?
What the fuck? Wait, what was that?
Elections work. How do you think elections?
Well, that felt like a weird cut. I guess not.
It's work in China.
How do you? It's very simple. You're born into the right family. You have connections to the right people.
You can't answer.
What's Xi Jinping's lineage?
What does it take to get on the ballot in China?
You have to have the right connections.
You don't know the answer.
Yes, I do.
No,
I do know. You can't just all of a sudden pop up.
Have you read the law? Have you read their law?
What happened to Tank?
I have actually read through. No.
You think the law actually applies?
Chat. Okay.
So what happened?
Oh, it happened, folks. That's the clip. That's the clip I posted. She got in so tough with Mr. Charlie Kirk that that she just starts talking to chat instead. Okay. As I said on my Twitter, if this ever happens to me, if I'm ever talking to someone and I accidentally call them, or I'm like talking to someone IRL and I ever say chat, I'm gonna kill myself. I'm gonna kill myself.
Yes, I do.
No,
I do know. You can't just all of a sudden pop up.
Have you read the law? Have you read their law?
What happened to Tank Man?
I have actually read through. No.
You think the law actually applies?
Chat. Okay.
So what happened to the Tiananmen Square?
Listen, this is the answer.
What happened to Tiananmen Square?
That Charlie Kirk doesn't know because he has no idea how to.
What happened to Tiananmen Square?
You need to get
how about
10
Tibet?
signatures.
Oh my God, folks, relax, okay? Don't.
to get on the ballot in China. That's it, 10 signatures. How many people does it take to start a recall in China?
How many temples did they destroy in Tibet?
I need to get like an arena or something. I need to get like a separate chat where people can just like get angry at each other and it doesn't and it doesn't spill over. Okay? It's okay, folks. It's okay. Calm. Okay? Relax.
How?
Don't be
How
mean.
many?
So you think you could recall Xi Jinping?
How many people do you think it takes to
You
get
understand,
a recall?
I have to be honest, you are such an unbelievable fool to believe that China actually has a democracy.
Well, look,
Radical opinion, genocide denial in chat is not okay. They weren't denying genocide. They were saying that it wasn't equal severity because of whatever was involved in the Holocaust. But no, it's not genocide denial. Okay, this is two people arguing about, you folks arguing about the severity of it. It's lessening the genocide. Yeah, people will be people will have different degrees of how informed they are about that and how they choose to view it. Okay, I understand your frustration, but try to avoid telling somebody that they're doing a terrible thing, and more ask them about it so it doesn't seem as harsh and aggressive. Okay?
here's the thing. They've tripled their average wages. They've eliminated extreme poverty. They have amassed popular support in China. They have the strongest economy in the world. And right now, they are...
How many people live in abject poverty in Western China? More people than the population of America do not have access to clean water or toilets, and that's your idea of lifting people out of poverty. Let me ask.
Wow. Is that true? I have a hard time believing that. How many Chinese people don't have access to clean water? I don't... What? Whoa, holy shit, he's fucking right. 34% of rural... 34% rural population exists in an unsafe drinking water supply. Wow, holy fucking shit. Holy shit. As it states in the Bible, love your enemies, pray for those who persecute you, and disagree with your historical theories. Yeah, please, okay? Let's be biblical here.
Ask you this question. 26 million people
Oh, stop, woman.
forcibly locked down at...
I need to stop saying woman, folks. It's a terrible habit I have. It's like, feels like the most misogynistic way I can respond to something, but I can't help it.
In Shanghai, cats are being put into entire bags and murdered. If you have COVID, that's your idea of a good society? 26 million people being forcibly locked down in China
How
at a
many
moment's
people
notice?
are permanently disabled because of COVID in the
Silence, wench. True.
United States? How many people died in
I don't
the
know.
United
Ask
States?
the country that designed the virus,
How many-
your favorite country,
think
the
they
CCP.
designed the virus?
Where did it come from?
What do you mean, where did it come from?
Max anti-misogynist. Don't imply that my arc so far has been misogynistic, okay? I am against all discrimination.
Like, you gotta
Where
be
did the
joking.
virus
So
come
you're
from?
peddling conspiracy theories. Look, I have
What country did it come from?
I have a master's degree in biosecurity and biodefense.
Oh, so you must be so
okay?
smart. Where did the country
Oh man, he's really laying into her. It's really brutal to watch.
come from? Where did it come from?
Here's the thing, Charlie. Listen up.
But I mean, at least she is educated. But if you're educated, then lay out like try and explain it at least, or like explain it in terms that he's not going to understand, so you can demonstrate your ability.
Did you know that there were American scientists working in that lab?
Oh, what's the name of the lab?
In the Wuhan
Oh,
lab.
so it came from China.
It came from China, yeah.
Oh,
degrees
so
come
it's
from all
the
over place.
Chinese virus.
No, it's not the Chinese virus.
What country did it come from then?
How many strains of coronavirus are there? Like, how many types of coronavirus are there?
There's plenty. There's Omicron, there's COVID-19, there's the original strain, but it was
No,
originally
the original
developed.
strains. No, see, you've listed three. The reality is there's different types of coronaviruses that
developed in what
exist in
lab?
the world, that aren't developed anywhere. Like,
No,
cats
of-
have their own
no,
coronaviruses.
of course, but which one was developed in the
Dogs
lab
have
in
their
China?
own coronaviruses.
She's
There's
right.
Like, you think that the American scientists that were working in that same lab right next to those Chinese scientists, you think that they were secretly malicious
No.
actors?
So you're putting
hold
words in
up.
my mouth. Hold on.
No,
Did it come from a lab or not? Or did it come from a Himalayan bat
of
lab?
course it didn't come from a lab.
Oh, you think it didn't come from a lab?
No, yeah, because I live in a real world. I live in a real world, okay? I live in the real world.
You understand that every single person worth their salt looks at the strain and they understand that this was bioengineered in a lab. Fauci himself agrees to that.
What do you think would tell me?
I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that Fauci does not agree to
Because
that.
apparently you're the biologist here, right? How do you
Well, I do know what a man and a woman is. Do you?
Tell me the difference.
Oh, great. Yeah. Here's the transphobia. That's unfortunate. That's really gross. I mean, seriously, someone like Benny Carollo, she can be a dumbass, but don't make somebody, don't bring out the transphobia mid-conversation, okay? Game Minecraft yourself, okay? Don't do that. That's fucked up.
Tell me the difference, okay? Tell me the difference between, how do you tell the difference between a man-made virus and a non-man-made virus?
There's a lot. Sequencing, everything from how it's compiled, mRNA type technology.
So what type of sequences
according to Anthony Fauci's own emails to Hugh Albatross on January 31st, on Friday evening, he said, quote, "This has every single marker of a man-made laboratory-created virus." That's Anthony Fauci's own declassified.
Let's have a look. Let's see if that's true. This has every single marker of a man-made virus, Fauci. Let's see if that's real. Fact check. No, email to Fauci didn't contain origin of a coronavirus bioweapon. The claim, email to Dr. Anthony Fauci, contains the origins of COVID-19. Journalists provide a look inside. Fauci critics, though, seized on a few messages among the thousands of pages released to the outlets under the Freedom of Information Act. An email Fauci received in March 2020 with the subject line "Coronavirus Bioweapon Production Method," for example, was held up as evidence that the virus was created. Only a matter of time before injustice, one commenter wrote in response to a June 2nd Instagram post about the email. But this email is far from a credible source on COVID-19's origins. The text of the email is copied word for word from a 2005 study by the researchers at the University of Pennsylvania. The message to Fauci came from Adam Gartner, a self-described independent researcher whose website includes a disclaimer that it shouldn't be used for medical advice. He is also pushing a supposed COVID treatment the U.S. Food and Drug Administration warns can cause serious harm, so probably ivermectin. The report's original authors told USA Today that Gartner's claim is wrong and that the virus particles used in the experiment, which predate the emergence of COVID-19 by 14 years, did not contain genetic material from any coronaviruses. So he's lying, folks. I know, it's shocking. It is shocking, but he lied. Great, incredible. No way. No way. Okay, folks, are you folks okay? Are you folks okay? You calming? This doesn't seem very calm. It's gonna be okay. All right, ease up. Oh God. Okay. Anyway. They removed. Okay. All right. I'm not gonna read this. Okay. Something's up in chat today. I know. What's going on? I don't know. Maybe it's because it's Sunday? Who knows? Maybe I've been away too long, you know? And now you folks are acting up.
Emails to the CDC and the NIH, not to mention the thousands of other scientists that have looked at the strain, and they say the way that the proteins are correlated, the way that this is put together.
Wait. What do you mean proteins are correlated?
The way that it's put together.
You're just throwing words together.
Hold on.
This is a word.
Okay, yeah, my language might be a little sloppy, but the people that understand.
Oh God, she could have really nailed this point as well if she didn't be like bitchy about it, you know?
The actual sequencing
because you didn't go to grad school and you don't know what you're talking about.
Hold on a second. So you think
that's also a terrible move. Don't imply that because people have like no formal education that they don't know what it means. That's a terrible move. People can absolutely understand things and learn things even if they don't have formal education on it. Don't be stupid.
Think that where did the virus come from then exactly?
What do you mean where did the virus come from?
No, tell me where it came from.
Yeah, well, so this is
she's
really
actually owning him right now, but the Joker mode ruined it.
Interesting, right? See,
I mean, at this segment, yeah, she's doing pretty well.
Because the type of
like the last 2 minutes, I think she's doing okay, but the optics are just fucking failures after failures.
Virus that it is, right? Little RNA viruses, they recombine a lot. That's one of the really interesting things about these types of viruses. And so what happens is when you have a couple of different strains that infect the same species at a time, the way that the way the virus reconstructs itself, which to be clear, we don't necessarily have a full understanding of how exactly that happens.
true.
But the reality is one of the central theories is this random assortment process where if you have multiple strains of a virus that is infecting one thing at a time, which is one of the reasons why bats, in particular, because they're capable
you do
of
believe it
holding
came from a
many
bat?
different, because they're capable
Man, I got a serious
many
question.
different strains.
I have a
of
question. Are you on
coronavirus
CC?
Whoa, what the fuck? Did he just call her man?
one thing at a time, which is one of the reasons why bats, in particular, because they're capable
you do
of
believe it
holding
came from a
many
bat?
different, because they're capable.
Man, I got a serious
many
question.
different
Ah, fuck off, Charlie. Can't say it. That's super
Different
weird,
strains-
though. Very gross.
I have a question. Are you on
Coronavirus at the
CCP
same
payroll?
time.
Because I don't think like a sane individual could believe this.
I wish. You think I got that kind of money?
Oh, he wants to be a CCP agent.
Oh, no, they do actually misgender her. Yikes, I hope he fucking... I can't say it, folks, but you know what I think.
You think I like you really? You think you think China is funding me? That's how that's like
Well, no,
so
just you-
disconnected
well,
from
no,
reality.
You affect the fact she's staying calm despite the fact you hate her? Yeah. I mean, to be fair, if she can withstand everything up until now, I would be surprised if she drew the line at misgendering, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be honest.
Good on her. Good on her for pushing, but terrible. I wish she had good opinions.
Disconnected.
No.
This debate is going to take 8 years off your life. Yeah, I'm going to literally like keel over and die from old age after this with how much it took off me. Like I will have had like a surprising length of life and I will still be dead immediately after this because of how much it took away.
No rational person could believe the stream of absolute nonsense that you are
That's my stream.
You have to be paid for this. Like you're kind of like a walking hologram of insanity.
I don't know what to tell you, buddy. Like, but
I just hope it's worth it.
it sounds more like you're talking
don't
into a
buddy
mirror
him.
at this point.
No, actually, you're the one that's defending the murderous genocidal CCP and the murderous genocidal.
I mean, he probably is projecting a little bit, but you can't really say that someone's projecting when you are literally just as bad as them in some ways, right?
Lenin,
What was
Marxist.
okay? Tell me this then.
Yeah.
What was the biggest genocide that ever happened in world history?
The biggest genocide, and it depends how you define a genocide. I would say
No.
Stalin's intentional massacre or Mao's intentional massacre,
So give me the
65 to
numbers.
70,
Add all those
70
up.
million people.
Add those up. 70 million?
Yep, intentional death.
Wait, is he saying that Stalin and Mao both killed the same amount of people? That doesn't seem right either. I've seen Mao's kills be estimated around there, around that 60 million mark. I don't know how accurate that is either, though. I feel like with any of these, you're going to have some exaggeration from like capitalist countries, which is why I'm like, you know, wary of the data there. Because, you know, 66 million? Shit. I mean, is that correct? By what metric is this? Let's take a look. How many did Mao kill? With the Great Leap Forward? Yeah. Yeah, it's very vague. 40 to 80 million victims due to starvation, persecution, prison labor, and mass executions. Jesus, how many died from the Great Leap Forward? Between 30 and 45 million. Jesus Christ. Yeah. Yeah. Lukashenkoism, eh? Wow. Yay. Black book of communism needs to be burned. Yeah, let's not jump to book burning, okay? We shall not burn any books on the Karl Marx stream.
What about
I'm
the
sorry,
200
folks.
million people that used to live on this continent?
Oh, you mean the people that died of natural causes?
You think, holy moly.
What 200 million people are you talking about?
You're indigenous.
You think there were
North
200 million
Americans.
people before we came here?
Wait, yeah, I mean, this is that she's right. In there were so many indigenous people that got murdered here. Not here, sorry, in America. How many indigenous Americans were died? Because they mostly died from illnesses and that kind of thing. 8 to 112 million. This one says they killed about 56 million. So they killed like dozens of millions, and then I think like a lot of them also died from diseases that were like carried over and like intentionally inflicted. Yeah, due to them like having all their shit fucked up as well, making it a lot more difficult to sustain themselves. Yeah. So like an absurd amount of indigenous people died. Could that be considered genocide? It wasn't entirely deliberate. Well, wasn't there actual like killing though? Because I'm pretty sure like they did kill a substantial amount here. So this one says that European settlers killed 56 million, causing large swaths of farmland to be abandoned or rainforested. Let's see. I'm trying to see if I can figure this out. Researchers analyze Antarctic ice, which traps atmospheric gas and can reveal... Okay, so they're saying that the CO2 effects are what led to a bunch of them dying, which I don't think you can really call intentional. We do know that there were like a substantial amount of people who probably were like directly murdered, but the majority seems to be a consequence of yeah. They're saying CO2 changed because so many people died. I don't. Is that right? Oh shit. Yeah, okay, no, you're right. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, excuse me. When Europeans arrived in the Americas, they caused so much death and disease that it changed the global climate. That's fucked up. That's fucked up. Yeah, I'm sorry, folks. I'm sorry. I'm tired. I'm a little bit drunk. I make the mistake. It's okay. But Jesus fucking Christ. So they killed 56 million people. I'm not... I wonder what they mean by killed. I really wonder what they mean by killed. Max retard arc. Real. Thank you. That's how Spanish colonists talk about Central America. Oof. Yeah. Okay, let's keep on going.
All living at once.
Yeah.
Where on earth do you get that number?
Wait, what are you supposed to...
Holy moly.
What 200 million people are you talking about?
You're indigenous...
You think there were 200 million people before we came here?
Yeah.
All living at once?
Yeah.
Where on earth do you get that number?
That's also an interesting question. Let's see. How many indigenous Americans before arrival? I don't know. Between 8 and 112 million. Holy shit, they killed like almost all of them. That's fucking... I mean, they killed like half of them, and then way more died from diseases. That's fucked. Holy shit. 200 million people living on a continent isn't unbelievable. Apparently it's wrong, no? But yeah, I understand that. But yeah, I mean, like, there are, 330 million Americans today, so...
What do you mean? From anthropologists.
Oh, so you think we killed them all?
From anthropologists. Of course we killed them all.
So we killed 200 million people intentionally?
Yes.
They both love Russia. Yeah. That's the part where they start making out. They're going to talk about Russia, and they're going to be like, oh, wait, you know what? I don't know. I kind of like Russia. You tell me you like it as well? Charlie. I didn't know you felt this way. My God. I mean... Okay. Let's just abandon the debate and, you know, we can go back to your place, talk about Putin and suppressing political dissidents. Oh God, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, folks. I'm sorry. Need to do the sex voice too? Oh God, which one? Oh, you mean like going and like... Charlie. Okay, no, we're rolling that back. Anyway. Anyway.
Just to be very clear, right? You're sitting here denying the genocide
I'm so
of
sorry, folks. I'm so sorry. Trigger warning me.
folks. Hold on, you know who Teddy Roosevelt is?
Oh, you think Teddy Roosevelt is
Rizboy and Max, you have no idea the levels of Riz I could achieve. Just not when I'm drunk and high. Negative Riz, How dare you? Wrong. Wrong. Wrong.
And my answer is
Never dating. That nobody should date me. Just, yeah. I'm in ResDeck? Come on.
Murderer.
Yes, Teddy
Okay.
Roosevelt is a mass murderer. What do you think those Rough Riders did? Who do you think they were killing
They
out
won
in the
the
West?
war in Cuba.
What war?
What war? The war against
No.
the commies in Cuba. You know that
Wait,
Teddy
wait,
Roosevelt.
wait, hold
no,
up.
you
They
know that-
won war against communists in Cuba. Who's in charge of Cuba right now?
Oh, well, the communists. So,
So they didn't win the war then?
well, they won a battle.
They
So-
won. They won a battle. Wait, we've gone from
They
a
won-
war to a battle.
well, they won
and
the
you're
Spa- they
accusing
won the
me of
Spanish-
not living in reality.
They won the
here.
Spanish-American War, and then they won.
Okay.
So let me ask you a question.
But
though.
like, who else did he go to war against?
Well, Teddy Roosevelt actually won a Nobel Peace Prize for brokering peace between
I don't
Russia.
care about the Nobel Peace Prize.
Yeah, you don't care about much. Honestly, that's real.
How are an individual's wants and needs
Benny had a good retort there. Very easy to retort well against that.
represented best in a Marxist society?
Oh, it's easy.
I'll ask the commie.
Obviously through a democratic structure. Like the reality is, right? This is the thing, right? Obviously.
I'm interested. I think if I'm thinking about this right now. I think if I did a debate against Charlie Kirk, I think if I prepared enough, I think I could tear his shit apart. But I think you need preparation. If you have the numbers, I think you're okay. Did I blow smoke in your face? Yes. You're welcome, folks. Everyone gets a slight second-hand high from this, okay? Apart from the miners.
Going back to the role of the state to serve the interests of the working class, to suppress the interests of capitalists, which is exactly why people like Charlie Kirk obviously are very unsettled.
Wait. Sorry, what was the question?
Individuals' wants and needs represent.
Yeah, you don't care about much. Honestly, that's real.
How are an individual's wants and needs represented?
I'm gonna repeat my joke because I'm literally obsessed with myself. This debate is coughing baby versus coughing baby. You're so right, Mia. You're so right. You're more than welcome to repeat your jokes, by the way. I love your jokes. You have fantastic jokes. You're very, very funny. Teddy Roosevelt was very racist and imperialist. Yeah, I mean, dude, the shit he said about like Indians and stuff, and probably more than just Indians. I know he said specifically fuck shit about Indians because I'm, in my like youth, one of the main like events for me that was like very revealing of how like how I knew very little about like stuff with like global history which is biased against like the Western world is the fact that like under the British rule between 60 and 165 million Indians died. Like they killed a lot of people. And it was so brutal and so fucked up. And my like my friend, this Indian lad, he broke it down for me and explained it to me. I was like, and it was pretty fucking shocking because like holy shit, you don't learn about that. You're not like told about that. You know, a lot of people are just totally unaware of this, and it's really fucked up. You know, it's caused by like a number of things, right? Like for one, I think a lot of people from Western countries struggle to view people who are like in places like India. They struggle to view them as people, and therefore it becomes less important to talk about them being murdered. And it's also just the consequence of people being like, it didn't happen next to me. It's irrelevant. It's unimportant, which is a sentiment that I do understand. You know, I can empathize with it. But when it's something that like a major Western country did to like ransack a different one, then it becomes incredibly relevant and incredibly important. The higher the number it is, the easier it is to dissociate. Yeah, totally. Like how are you going to imagine 100 million people? Most people can't even imagine like, I don't know, 50,000, you know? Like, it's very, very difficult to figure that out.
Best in a Marxist society. How are
Let's
Bring peace between
I don't
Russia.
care about the Nobel Peace Prize.
Yeah, you don't care about much. Honestly, that's real.
How are an individual's wants and needs represented best in a Marxist society?
Well, it's
I'll ask the
That's a
commie.
good question.
obviously through their democratic structure. Like the reality
Yeah, she loves democratic structures.
is, right, this is the thing, right? Obviously going back to the role of the
They can't even imagine one person if they have aphantasia. This is very true.
state to serve the interests of the working class to suppress
Relevant to quote Stalin right now. Oh, a single death is a tragedy. 1 million deaths are a statistic. Wow. That's, shit. Yeah. No, he's right. Did he know this? Is this why he like killed millions of people? Was he just like, he'll be okay? Shit, that's really fucked up.
the interest
Fact checked and correct. Nice.
of capitalists, which is exactly why people like Charlie Kirk obviously are very
Really depressing.
unsettled with it, because the reality is that in America, working class people have to worry about
His fucking face, dog. The bro is so scary. I know I can have a little bit of like a spooky, faraway smile sometimes as well, but this is like otherworldly.
the government kicking down their door for doing things like smoking marijuana. But in China,
Stalin took that quote to heart. Yeah. He said it and he was like so proud. He was like, oh, fuck. I guess I'm gonna have to kill 1 million people now. It's like, okay. All right. Charlie really is ghastly. Bro is terrifying.
it's not the working class people that have to worry about,
Yes, I am a democratic socialist as the CCP defender. Yeah, real.
the government kicking down their doors. It's corrupt billionaires that have to worry about the government kicking down their doors. Just look, for example, giant tech companies making tons and tons of money.
I mean, if you're like saying this, then you shouldn't also be defending them going after like the kulaks, you know? Like, I'm sorry, like people who owned like, I don't know, they owned like a farm, you know, they owned a farm and then they paid like people to work on it like with them. And then they also worked on it. And then they were like murdered for that, you know? Like, let's be real. It's not comparable with like modern day, like giga capitalists when you're talking about like the kind of people that the USSR went after, like for the large part.
In China with very little regulations. Well, what does China
Kulaks must die. True. How dare you own a farm? How dare you? How dare you have land which you use to sustain your like your place of living? Grr. In China, drug crimes carry the death sentence. Also, billionaires control the CCP, and they only go after billions when they question the CCP. Yeah, it's pretty fucked. It is like incredibly unrealistic to act like it's like a real democratic place.
do? They put in tighter regulations.
I once said maybe Stalin was right about the kulaks and Max got very mad at me. Oh no, I'm sorry. As a joke? Wait, I got angry as a joke or you said it as a joke? But no, I don't know. No, it not like... I think if thinking about that, I probably was annoyed with the lefty dismissal of, I mean, I'm not sure what context it was in, but a lot of lefties get very angry about like agricultural workers and that kind of thing because they tend to be conservative and like kind of stupid, right? As a consequence of like the circumstances involved in being rural and stuff. And those people tend to be yeah, it was a joke about the farmers' protest, right? And then those people tend to be, you know, entitled and stuff and all the bullshit. But then people like get angry at farmers and stuff broadly as like a consequence. But I think that's bad. I think that's like we need to have empathy for people who are stupid. This comes back again to one of my main philosophies that I like purporting on this channel, which is being nice to people even if they're stupid. Try and have faith in their humanity being there, even if it's like difficult to imagine sometimes. Max proving his autism by not getting a joke. It's a painfully common occurrence, I'm afraid.
Regulations on these tech companies, and then they take money from these tech billionaires. And
We have compassion for the stupid on the stream. Yes, we fucking do, dude. Oh, that's the laughter one. Wait, no, don't laugh at that. I'm not laughing at that. Yeah, we believe in that. We don't laugh at it. God damn it. God damn.